Okay. Okay, let me see if that fixes it. Oh, 1 sec, let me just... Alright, I went ahead and changed a lot of settings. This is actually great, because I can, make all these changes now. So that we can start off nice and great at the beginning of the year. Let's see if I changed a lot. Lowered a lot of settings. And I think it's honestly... Hopefully this works, but I think it'll make a lot more sense lowering the settings because I'm multi-streaming. I bring that back. And I'm just gonna check the audio too real quick. Give me 1 sec. One sec, 1 sec. Okay. So, since I'm not getting a super accurate thing on my other freaking device, let me check here. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Alright, we're good. So the audio sounds fine. Let's hope the video is also better this time around. Sorry about that delay. Uh, we'll see. Hopefully it's a lot more stable now. Let's keep going, Mono.cheese. Alright, we said we were gonna check out the, clavicular situation. And looks like this WestJet video may have actually gone down to even the finer details. I saw a lot of this going on, like, on Twitter, and I don't know the entire, like, I've seen that there's a lot more than what people are talking about, basically, so let's just get into it.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Massive day for the unemployed. Streamer Clavicular hits someone with his car.
Oh my fucking
Start driving with this guy. Drive.
Oh my fuck.
We'll cut that part out for YouTube.
Oh my god.
Is he dead?
I don't know.
I'm surprised he cut it out, but he pretty much, like, you don't actually even get to see much of anything. He really does just, like, floor it into another vehicle. Assumedly, the guy he ran over was under the vehicle, but I'm not even sure. The video doesn't show too much. Genuinely.
Anyway, allegedly this failed island boy was stalking him and he was obviously jumping on his car, and Clavicular, you know, just hit the gas. 19-year-old looksmaxing influencer Braden Peters faced a repeat harasser who jumped onto his vehicle during a live stream. Security called it self-defense against an armed stalker with a history of targeting streamers like Neon. Kick banned.
An armed stalker. Okay, so this is the thing that I've been seeing a big discussion over, because the guy that was, like, stalking him is doing it for content, but bro is apparently armed. And bro, like, flashes his piece all over his content and all over social media. constantly.
Clavicular immediately, sparking mixed reactions from supporters defending the act and critics labeling it reckless.
Is he dead?
I don't know.
Hopefully.
The hopefully is a bit crazy. Even Polly Market chimed in. Clavicular charged by January 31st, 50% chance. Is he dead? Drives away. The police.
To be completely honest, he's a 19-year-old. That hopefully is like absolutely a stupid thing to say. Let's be honest, right? It's definitely a stupid thing to say. He's freaking 19 years old though, right? Absolutely. I feel like it's a I don't know, it's a little too soon for me to like make a judgment call on this.
Stopped
Honestly,
him, and
I'm not
after
sure
a
how I
slight
feel about this
altercation,
yet.
they actually let him go, so people were like, damn, free my boy right in time for Christmas.
I think he's good.
Fucking amazing.
This
Well,
is
that's
just
not-
the tip of the ice.
That's not really the problem, right? Like it's like you could claim self-defense. These people are if they were armed. These people are armed. They're crowding your car. They're getting all up in your face. Absolutely, I have in the self-defense classes that I have been in, the discussions that I've had with women and men that are into self-defense classes. You know, like even one of them told me about how one time she had like a group of like 5 guys all like get on her vehicle and start shaking it back and forth. What the hell they were doing or why? All she was doing was chilling in her car. But she freaking apparently she has like this freaking like big bad looking revolver, and she like flashed it around at them, and they all left the freaking car alone and walked away. You know what I'm saying? Like in some states, there's no flashing and waving around the freaking the thing. They just pop you. You get what I'm saying? Like there's no discussion. There's no asking questions. They just pop you, right? So I think if the guy's still alive, frankly, depending on the state, he kind of got off easy.
Because not even an hour later, Clav tweeted, "Play stupid games, win stupid prizes," with him running over the guy in his Cybertruck. Anyway, the funny thing is, even the
Okay,
security
internet
was
seems
on
to be
Clav's
pretty
side.
stable right now.
That's my friend right there.
Oh man, come on, bro.
I might
he
keep
the
these
good guy.
settings.
He is?
The motherfucker on the ground, the bad guy. He did what he was supposed to, run his motherfucking ass over.
Okay.
Even the security guard is on his side. Damn.
All right. Sounds
Your
good.
brother safe. He did
Yeah.
everything.
Clavicular life in prison for a hit and run.
Clavicular ran over a person.
That is absolutely. I honestly think it's if what I've seen so far, and I gotta be honest with you, I'm absolutely basing this off of information that we haven't discussed in this video yet, so please hold your judgments until later. But if what I have been seeing is true, I call bullshit on him going to jail. I don't think Clavicular should go to jail for this. I absolutely feel like there were some steps Clavicular could have taken before going this far. And again, I still think it's the whole, like, his statements after the fact were pretty disgusting. Bro should, like, you know, I'm not saying what he did, like, in that situation, if bro was, like, flashing a piece at you, if he was there, if he was, like, getting on your vehicle, harassing you, if he was stalking you, all this other stuff, because it seems like it wasn't just a one-time thing. This is just a one-time we're seeing, but there's been multiple other cases where he had shown up to harass and stalk him. So it's like, I don't know how I feel about him, like, hitting him with the vehicle. But I don't think he should go to jail for it. At the very least, he like, what he should have done, honestly, at this point, the Clavicular, bare minimum, is get a freaking restraining order. If anything, I could see the person who got hit trying to file a lawsuit. I could see that happening.
And people were saying it was an island boy, some say it was a stalker. Well, he ran somebody over in a Cybertruck. This is his mugshot, and he's facing life in prison right now.
This
No,
dude
he's
is
not.
unironically a cloud. He's done less research than I have.
Yeah, wait, is he? No, he's not. He's still free.
Mugshot is AI generated. How would he even take a photo, though? He was in his car the whole time.
No, he's saying it was for self-defense, but literally these guys were recording him from in front of the car. They were in front of his Cybertruck, and he literally just rams right into him.
Anyway, my balding Indian friend Isaac hit me up and said, when you make the collab vid, don't miss out on the joke, clavicular manslaughter.
Clavicular manslaughter, stop. Wow. No, I genuinely feel like, same with those, like, insane protesters that, like, start to, like, kick and jump on your vehicle. When they start to crowd your vehicle like that, I genuinely do think that like, there's a case to make for self-defense. In the same way that my friend told me the story where she took out her I'll say it's a Smith & Wesson. It was like the big boy, the real big boy. She waved it around and told him, back the hell away from my car. And they freaking backed the hell away from the car. Why? Because that's a very big boy. It's a very intimidating boy. And so it's like, I've always genuinely had that scenario stuck in my head. Even when we think about, I just didn't want to tell that story because that's her story to tell, and I am so sorry. She sometimes will watch some of my stuff. If you know, you know. It's not my story to tell, so I'll keep it at that. I won't say any more. I kept all the details out, but that's basically about, like, the gist of it. And so my mentality is, if this was a lady, if this was a woman, and this man was doing this shit to her, I would immediately be like, justified. Yeah, get these creeps off of you. Like, they're crowding your car. They have a weapon. You know what I mean? And I don't want to be more strict on this person because he's some 19-year-old freaking pretty boy. Let's call it, right? Like, just because he's some freaking 19-year-old guy, I don't want to, like, let my biases say, well, screw him, he could have handled this differently. Be a man, right? Like, don't be intimidated, be a man. And that's my first instinct, I feel like. That's immediately what I've been thinking all freaking day. But the more I hear people talk about it, the more I'm like, I see the point. I kind of get where you're coming from. Yeah, like, if this was a woman, I would 100% be on her side, I feel like. So I don't know. I'm still on the fence, but I feel like I kind of feel like he shouldn't face any punishments for this. I don't know if I'm saying it's okay. I'm not saying it's right what he did. Of course not. I feel like, get a restraining order. There's, like, different things you could do. At the same time, though, I've been seeing some clips online of this guy harassing him, and I'm like, you know what? If this was a woman, I wouldn't be as harsh. I would let it go.
People were memeing this so hard, they even made edits out of it.
Start drawing with this guy. Draw. Is he dead? Hopefully.
Stop. What is this edit?
Bro. Even the internet's biggest grifter said, ironically enough, Clavicular would have almost certainly been arrested if he didn't ascend first.
It's really insane, and this is what happens when you get into politics and...
Wait, I'm sorry. What? Huh? If you get into politics, shut the hell up. Who the hell's talking about politics? Stop it. Stop. I don't give a shit about your politics. Nobody gives a damn about your stupid politics. Shut up. There's a person harassing somebody, and bro freaking ran him over with his car. That's where it begins and it ends. That's where, like, what do you mean politics?
You're gonna have... And, Clavicular... Aiden Ross caused Clavicular and is...
Oh my god, what the hell does that have to do with the situation?
Like, hey, I got some good lawyers, and good thing they don't work on Christmas. We know Aiden Ross has connections to Aiden Tate, or Tate, the Tate brothers, and Donald Trump.
What? I'm sorry, what? This just got so much funnier. Hold on, keep talking now, man. I love this. Hold on. Wait. Okay. Oh, okay. So I kept. So Donald Trump ran. So it's Donald Trump's fault. This guy got run over. Oh, because it's a Cybertruck. Because it's a Cybertruck, and Cybertruck is Elon Musk. That's Tesla, and Tesla is Elon Musk. So because it's Elon Musk, it's Donald Trump. It's all a conspiracy. Donald Trump ran this kid over.
This isn't gonna go well.
Genuinely, what the is this dude waffling about? Andrew Tate, Donald Trump, Kanye West. Oh,
How are you
Claviculars in the Epstein files.
not gonna get away with running somebody over unless you own a Cybertruck with Elon Musk behind your back.
I feel like I just got rage baited. I don't know.
He absolutely went there and said it as a stupid joke. I said it as a stupid joke, and he actually said it. He actually
This
said
guy can't be
it.
serious. Viral streamer Clavicular kicked off Kick. If a place like Kick deems something as, you know, wrongful or inappropriate, then chances are it probably is really bad.
Can you give me your ID?
Absolutely.
Were you guys filming a video or something and this guy was part of your group?
Nope.
Even the police thought this was a prank gone wrong. What?
Do you don't know this person at all?
I need well, I know you're this is for our. Is that a legal request?
You can record all you want. You can keep recording.
Okay, keep it. All right, sure.
Okay, cool. No, I like that. The police officers handle that the right way. This is one of those things that I hate to see, where the police officers will constantly tell you, like, put it down, put the camera down, and they will not explain. They will not explain to, like, the person, like, hey, you're allowed to keep recording for your own safety and whatnot. I just need you to not have anything in your hands. Like, put everything down. I just can't have you having something in your hands, you know, like while we're conducting an investigation. You never know. And to be completely fair with all of you, from the amount of shit I've seen online, fair. A lot of people pop, you know, just for like no reason, all of a sudden start popping like bullets. You know, like they will. They'll just start blasting. Just, you know, just to get away with it. They'll act like the kindest, nicest people, like, oh, everything's going smoothly, and just out of freaking nowhere. So, but, like, I like that these officers explained to him, like, you can keep it recording. I just need it out of your hands and down. Like, I just need it down.
Let me have your ID too. And everybody in the car.
Someone with your car, then instantly calling Aiden Ross instead of the police or your parents is actually pretty hilarious. People be clouded, but I'd be calling Aiden Ross too. As he said himself, his lawyers don't work on Christmas.
What are they saying they're gonna detain you?
I saw this clip.
They haven't spoken to me yet, but I'm not gonna say anything without
A lawyer. Correct. Just do not say.
Anyone?
Yes, of course I do.
Yeah, honestly, it's facts though. I would absolutely, if I was in that circle, I don't know who this guy is, by the way. I don't even know who's like the circle of Aiden Ross. But if I was in that group, absolutely. If I knew Aiden Ross, I would absolutely be I would be hitting him up. He would be my first contact. I need these lawyers. And you know he's got those Jew lawyers apparently, because they don't celebrate Christmas.
Look, just hang tight, record, don't say anything. Don't answer questions. And just don't say anything, okay? I let it play out, but you need to be recording. Somebody needs to record you.
Yeah, the whole thing's being recorded, but I need,
Don't worry about that. Yes, I know what you need, and trust me, yes, I got you. The good thing is, listen, it's Christmas, and a lot of my lawyers, they don't celebrate Christmas, so you're gonna be good.
Worst case scenario.
There you go. I've seen this clip before. He's got the really good lawyers. He's got them, you know,
He could ask Trump.
I'm not saying nothing, right? I'm just saying if I did something, or if I definitely was innocent of something that I was being accused of, right? And I ended up having to go to court and I needed a lawyer or an attorney, I'm just saying if they're, you know, if they happen to know to speak Hebrew, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I would be like, oh good, you know, I'm just saying. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying that I would, you know, that my first thought would be like, oh nice, good, right? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying. If their last name ended with a Stein, you know, or something, like, I'd be like, oh, nice. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, it's kind of like when I go to the doctor's office, and, you know, it's like a, you know, and they have, like, a, they happen to be an Indian doctor. I'd be like, oh, good. Awesome. Sweet. You know? I'm, like, extra happy.
Presidential pardon. Even
well, I'm just saying. When I go,
cockroach.
Stop
thing
that, I'll
chimed
stop,
in.
I'll stop.
Unfathomably based. I want to live in a world when a crazy stalker finds you and jumps on the hood of your car while you're driving and you run him over. It's not it's natural selection. Hope
Damn, that is an absolutely blunt way to put it.
everyone's having a Merry Christmas. Clav after literally executing a guy. All right, let's stop beating around the bush. The reason why Clav is getting so much support is because look at the guy who was messing with him. He's weird. Even a candidate for the Republican nomination in 2026 Florida came out and said Clav did nothing wrong. I did my due
That
diligence.
is hilarious.
I found footage of this guy beefing Clav earlier with his friend.
Stop touching my breast. Take a step back. Take a step.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
Take a
Bro really just admitted to having them breast assist. Like, really, he's really proud of his breast assist, I guess. Okay.
Even Tectone.
But yeah, there are many videos just like the one you just saw of him harassing and stalking people. Not just clavicular, but specifically, yeah, clavicular.
Chimed in. You don't get to publicly stalk and harass someone without consequences. If you jump on someone's car attempting to intimidate and frighten them, don't be surprised when your dumbass gets run over. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Man, that stalker. That is on God a Mexican. Clavicular is so sexy.
I'm sorry, Mexican? Wait, hold on. Wait, where did the Mexican thing come from?
Gives my Genshin is a run for their money. I'm gooning.
Anyway,
where did the Mexican... What the hell, man?
Reported on this story as well, and they found the stalker guy. It's the same guy as in this Neon video. He's like a notorious stalker and creep. The Oompa Loompa escaped the factory. He's an angry little guy. However, like ogres, this story has layers.
Again, this all really comes down to, like, when you start getting these clowns acting like this, being a nuisance, basically, nuisance streamers, what we call nuisance streamers, we really need to start looking towards the actual companies like Twitch and Kick and all that to start banning nuisance streamers and people who are, like, you know, frankly, that are streaming and driving, like looking at chat while driving for all the, like, not only the, you know, earlier today we were looking at a video of a lady that, like, murdered a man because she was freaking on chat on TikTok during her live stream, and then just ran the 60-year-old guy over.
Like, the people they were talking about were saying
and it's like, you got to, like, we need to start banning nuisance streamers, people who are like actual stalkers, people who are actually out here like committing crimes. They need to be permabanned. Now, whether Clavicular committed a crime, I don't know. Whether he defended himself, I kind of feel like he defended himself. I don't know if he did a crime, right? But
they believe that the vehicle was surrounded and some of the people were armed. This tweet, however, was absolutely diabolical, though I cannot lie. Anyway, when
the
Clavicular
freaking
was
AI
calling
generated
people, somebody just said
content is wild.
All-time high.
We have arrived at the newest and latest generation of meme culture, and it is just AI generated, like, slop. It's hilarious.
Bad that
I love
you defended him being racist, homophobic, misogynistic, but now you're defending him killing one. This is the top 10 worst fan base.
What do you mean? He ran over a man. You should be happy. What the hell are you talking about? See, it's just like women, bro. Women will never be happy no matter what you do. Even when you're freaking taking out other men, they're still gonna be mad about something. Damn.
Exist.
Yeah, if I say anything, I'm in big trouble.
I'm not gonna lie. Clavicular hitting that guy with his car. That was probably the coolest thing I've seen in my life.
Stop.
The responses do vary.
That's crazy.
No. Like, let's fully, like, just sit down and ground ourselves in reality. Like, because I don't like all of this, because everybody feels like it's always like you're either 100% in or 100% out. Morally speaking, bro should not be trying to, like, run somebody over. However, within the circumstances he was in, I totally feel like we should give allowance, or like it's a good reason, like why he was like, why he felt like that was the only out, that was the only like solution he had to get away from this guy or to get him off of him. Like, at the end of the day, you know, there is no better freaking like way to say it, but you know, FAFO, fuck around, find out. It's that simple.
Now, again, I don't condone it. You should not hit anybody with your vehicle, but I'm just saying him doing that.
Thank you, by the way. I should have let him keep speaking. That's on me. But I love this guy's got an amazing take. I'll let him give his full take. I need to shut up.
10 worst fan base to exist.
Yeah, if I say anything, I'm in
The
big
nose ring!
trouble.
I'm not gonna lie, Clavicular hitting that guy with his car, that was probably the coolest thing I've seen in my life.
The responses do vary.
That's crazy. Now, again, I don't condone it. You should not hit anybody with your vehicle, but I'm just saying him doing that, man, bro, he got some aura points in my book.
I mean, I think we all unanimously agree that hitting somebody with a car is probably not a good thing.
And again,
yeah, the circumstances here are very unique, right? You just shouldn't use a vehicle for that, but I from what I have seen, I genuinely can't see. Like, there are so many other videos of him harassing the guy.
Personally, not a fan, not even a follow.
I'll see if we can find it, but there was even a video where the guy may have even shown up to his house at one point.
I consider myself a viewer, okay? Everything I've seen against him has been without my consent. But I can't sit here and pretend him hitting somebody with his run somebody over wasn't low-key. It wasn't low-key like that, bro.
Bro, jeez.
It's not a fan, by the way. Don't say that. People really are trying like hard to make this. It's like how dishonest can you get? Running over a fan. The bro is not a fan. He was a serial harasser of the guy.
Is that the guy that's always like following people?
Yes, the folks went to his house.
Why is Aiden Ross giggling like that, though? You can't even make it up. Now, I'm not a lawyer in Florida by any means, but does this fall under self-defense or something much worse? And can what he said immediately after be used against him?
Is he dead?
I don't know.
Hopefully.
Yeah, at this point, you might need a collab with Aiden Ross and Ethan Klein's lawyer.
Clavicular ran someone over on stream while driving, and people are still supporting him. Are you cooked in the brain?
Yeah, people were saying Chad does what Chad wants. And
again, it's like this whole thing of like, everyone has to go 100% for some reason, and I don't agree with it. Hitting someone with a vehicle is not okay. Clav, but the argument now is whether Clav did it in self-defense, or if you wouldn't consider this circumstance self-defense. And I genuinely, the more I think about it, the more I feel like it. I genuinely do think it is, because I like if what comes down to it is really not more so what I like. If I think it should be, what should be done, it's more so, do I think letting the harasser, the stalker, get away with it, would that be worse? And I do think it would be worse.
Other people were clowning that, saying they're pretty much eating. Bro said, why are we defending this? Also, bear in mind, this happened in Florida, Miami, so I don't know what the courts will rule on it, because if this was in California, he'd be cooked.
Well, you know, that is beyond a shadow of a doubt. But if it's Florida, I feel like in Florida you would have just I feel like Clav would have just popped you at that point. Right?
He posted this video today, bro. He is not taking it seriously. Thankfully, nothing bad happened, and the person is still alive. Argument in this situation is, was that level of force necessary? ChatGPT doesn't think he's going to jail tomorrow, but he is in legal danger. I don't know who this guy is, but he's straight up spreading misinformation as clickbait based. Anyway, if Clavicular doesn't go to jail, that would be very amazing for him, but not as amazing as our unemployed merch. Get yours now.
Wow.
Discount code RED for 10% off.
I genuinely feel like, legally speaking, that's where it's gonna become a thing. I feel like the stalker is probably gonna try to, sue him. But it's like, is that really what we come down to? Is that gonna be the newest scam? Is harassing people and stalking them until they do something to you so that you're able to sue them? Is that really what, like, the kind of society we're trying to build here? Because that sucks. That sucks, like, booty cheeks, bro. I hate that. A lot. But, I don't know. That's me, though. Right? That's me, though. Let me know what y'all think about this. Again, I really don't think it was a good thing to ever to run somebody over, try to go for, like, murder, try to go for, like, you know, to take someone's life. But I can't say I agree with the actions of the other guy either. I definitely don't agree with the actions of the stalker. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But that starts to get like, it's a real, like, that gets real old school biblical punishments at that point, right? And if we really wanted to get Old Testament with it, really? Screw Old Testament. If you wanted to get full Florida, if he went full Florida, I think bro would have really popped him. Would have popped him, it would have been the end of the story. Self-defense, done. Stand your ground and all that, right? I don't know how it is in Florida, I'll be honest. I might be confusing it with Texas. I don't know. Y'all let me know. If y'all from Florida, let me know what you think or how that normally goes down over there. You know, what is the deal? What's the rules over there? It's crazy. All I know is y'all got a lot of swamp puppies. Everyone is talking about this. What is this? Yeah, that seems like politics. Screw that. I only ever really watch Asmongold if it's ever anything related to like Twitch or like streaming as a whole. Since bro is really plugged into everything. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, is it about Halo? You know what? Sure, why not? Let's go. More Charlie videos. It's good for the tags. Is this about Xbox like going full like
in gaming?
It just came out that they're gonna go like what? Like they're going 100% in on AI now. Which it's like no logically right? Like we've already seen it with Call of Duty. Like no duh, it's gonna go to Halo and everything else.
In gaming, there is no community more accustomed to bad news than the Halo community.
Oh, and I don't think I. Okay, I did link the WestJet video. Alright, cool.
Halo
Sorry,
and
start over.
In gaming, there is no community more accustomed to bad news than the Halo community. Halo and bad news goes together like French fries and ketchup. It's basically all you ever get from Halo is more doom and gloom.
I don't know. You know what? The more I think about it, I'm like, it's like. Remember when Halo 2 came out and they took away the AR from the first game for some reason? Then Halo 3 came out and they took out the SMG from Halo 2 for some reason. It's like, why? Y'all never really give us what we want.
Gloom like, that just puts a big frown on your face. And it is just so sad to see. And just when you think that it has hit rock bottom and can't get worse for the franchise, they always find new lows. Most recently with their potential big investment into Gen AI for the upcoming Halo titles, which we'll dive into in a moment. But for over a decade now, Halo has been in such a sorry state for what was once a juggernaut in the gaming space, an absolute trailblazer, a powerful IP that the world knew and respected. Halo has been reduced to just kind of like a sad queef and like an afterthought in the modern day and age. The only time
is it just me? I feel like there was absolutely... He's right, because there was absolutely a time. There was absolutely a time when I feel like the entire industry was dominated by, like, a good 4 or 5 games. And, like, for sure it was, like, Halo, right? It was Halo, Call of Duty, Battlefield, Grand Theft Auto... Even Gears of War to an extent, but after Gears of War 3, it started to really fall off. And I feel like that rotation there was like, yeah, the more I think about it, I'm like, that was my rotation. I pretty much played, and like everybody I knew in school, everybody online talked about was like Pokemon, Halo, Call of Duty, Battlefield. I feel like that's about it, right? I mean, and like, well, of course, like, and then, like the classics, right? Like you always had, you know, World of Warcraft. You always had freaking Minecraft and stuff.
you hear Halo brought up nowadays is when there's new information like this about
Like the
Gen
latest trend
AI and
is
how
what I
it's
mean
going to
by
be
Minecraft.
crucial to upcoming Halo titles, and people shooting spitballs at it and making a mockery of the 343 Halo decade that we've been unfortunately subjected to. Even when they do have a win, like Halo Infinite's multiplayer on launch, a lot of people, myself included, really enjoyed the Infinite multiplayer. The problem was they released it in such a bare-bones state and didn't tend to it for about 2 years. So you could spend like 3 weeks grinding it and you basically finish everything Halo Infinite's multiplayer had to offer, and they didn't add anything or update it for 2 years, and they couldn't deliver on any of their promises. Like with Forge coming out in that time, it took them so long for Forge, and even
which is just like how, like, was Forge like some crazy like ancient lost technique, or like you know, like how, like what is this? Like, they really be acting like these are like ancient history methods and ancient techniques that no longer exist in the mortal realms, and we can't figure out a way to put it back in the game, you know? It's like what happened?
just the most basic features. They never even followed through on like split screen, for example, because it was too hard and confusing or whatever. It's such wasted potential because they did have that good start. People were finally like kind of pumping their fist, oh, Halo might be back, this is really enjoyable, and they couldn't translate that into momentum because I guess they just all of a sudden took like a 2-year break at the office. They said, all right, job's done, time's up, time to clock out and go home and do nothing for the next 2 years. And obviously people kind of got bored of it when there was still nothing being added to it. It was this,
And it's a freaking arena shooter. You know, it's like, it's an arena shooter. It's so, like, it's not, you don't need the most complicated of designs in the world. And not only that, but I feel like just putting Forge World in the meantime, it would give the community so much to do as a distraction. But they took so damn long to introduce it that people got bored and left by the time they actually did introduce Forge. I completely even forgot about Forge by the time it came out.
same thing every time. So even though now in its current state,
I was done with the game. I was entirely done with the game by the time that Forge came out. By the time they even said anything, you know.
Better, and from a competitive standpoint, it's amazing. Not to suck our own dicks again, but our esports team, Shopify Rebellion, we are literally the Halo World Champions. We just won the World Championship, which is the final HCS World Championship, and it was incredibly hyped to watch this entire season. But it took so long for Halo Infinite to get to this point that most casual players have already checked out and didn't ever come back to the game because it just too little too late in their eyes.
That is 100% me. 100% that was me.
And the gaming industry is moving so fast.
I didn't even stream
with so
it,
many
I'll be
games
honest,
coming
at
out,
all.
most people aren't willing to give a second
by the way,
chance
let
to
me
a
know
game
if
that
you
they
want me to see me stream some of the Halo games. I
dropped 2 years
at least
ago,
some of the older ones
under
would be,
the
I think they're still
potential
on,
idea that maybe it's better than
Game
it
Pass.
was, then they added more to it. So the casual audience
I got the
doesn't
lowest
stand
version,
behind Halo.
the
The
cheapest one.
competitive scene may be great, but it's just they weren't able to once again have people believe in Halo. And now there's so little confidence in the 343 team, they rebranded to Halo Studios to try and, start fresh, going to a new engine with Unreal 5, abandoning their $500 million investment in the Slipspace engine that crashed and burned for them. And even with this new rebrand and everything under Halo Studios, they still find a way to squeeze defeat from the jaws of victory.
I'll admit, I very well said that changing the title, changing the studio name, because they did it was Bungie 343, then now it's Halo Studio. I always said changing the freaking title doesn't mean anything. They still have the same heads of the departments, they still have the same people working on it, and those same people working on it, if you remember correctly, the person who designed the firearms for Halo said that they hate firearms, they hate force multipliers, they don't like them. It's like, how the hell are you gonna get somebody that doesn't like firearms to design firearms for your weapon, for your game? What?
Strategy based on all available evidence is to remake their remakes. So they've already confirmed a Halo CE remake, which is now the second remake. This is worse than fucking Skyrim re-releasing 1,000 times for every like digital alarm clock and smart fridge on the planet.
That's freaking Bethesda though. That's Todd Howard is a whole other freaking problem, right? Let's be honest. I think he's still stuck in Starfield. I think he's still like his brain. Todd Howard's brain melted because Starfield didn't win any awards at the Game Awards, and pretty much he hasn't given up on that since. So far he's just gonna keep remastering and re-releasing Skyrim, just because that's the last time he had any semblance of success, right? Otherwise, why the hell is there another Skyrim release?
And now they are remaking that remake coming up in 2026, but without multiplayer. So it's just a worse remake. Like, yes, it's on a new engine and everything, and it's like a big overhaul and everything, but what the fuck is the point? You've already remade it once, and it's like, it's so misguided.
Again, nothing they are currently making works, so they're pretty much just going back to the past and hoping to make their money back that way. Rather than just firing all the freaking losers on their teams that don't know jack squat about making games, and like making a good game again.
They're also now allegedly.
It's no surprise that all of like the top like developers and the top designers like Hideo Kojima have all left their original companies like Metal Gear Solid, and they went to go make their own studios and stuff, and now they're making fantastic games.
The Halo 2, which has already been, having a remake of its own, and they are going to be remaking Halo 3, which is the first remake there. But they're not doing new Halo. Their strategy seems to be, hey, remember our good Halos? We're doing it again. That's just a very sorry approach, and it's hard for me as a huge fan of Halo to get hyped. And make no mistake, I've been a gigantic fan of Halo my whole entire fucking life. I got Xbox Live when I was 10 years old to play Halo 2 online. I love...
Bro, he could afford Xbox Live. That's crazy, bro. I couldn't do that shit.
Of this franchise, and I hate what's happened to it. I've even been doing a legendary marathon again, which I've already done on stream, for my gaming channel, and I love it. Revisiting them...
It would be pretty fun to do a lasso run, actually.
They still hold up so well. They're timeless classics, but I don't want to just see them constantly just like fucking like revived from the grave like necromancy and with a new, coat of paint on it, new makeup. What the fuck is the point? Just try and make good Halos again. It's just so sad. And I know they have like an unannounced Halo multiplayer title apparently that they're working on. We don't have any info there, but we do also have info on is apparently their big investment into using AI as a crucial component to developing their upcoming Halo games, which again is a huge fucking L. It's such a shame. I was yapping about it on stream. I'm going to play those clips for you real quick, and then I'll come back in and talk more about it because it just hurts a lot. Again, I fucking love Halo. Like, this is a certified LeBron scream if you love Halo moment. Like, it is such...
It is a shame. To this day, right, how old am I? I'm turning 30 this year. I still have that scene of Master Chief grabbing the alien bomb, opening the hangar, disabling the shields, and just free, what would you, spacewalking, jumping with the freaking bomb and landing on the alien ship to blow it up. Just like a straight hot potato, give it back to you. Moments where he, had to freaking, go off with it, that was so epic.
An incredible, near and dear to my boners franchise that has fallen on hard times for well over a decade now. It's so sad. You see, Halo Studios might be going all in on Gen AI. I didn't, but you did just remind me. I need to whine and complain about something I saw that I wanted to look more into, and hopefully what I read was wrong. About how Halo Studios is prioritizing remaking the original trilogy. I know they're already doing the CE remake. I've already given my fucking 2 cents on that.
I genuinely feel like at this point, the only remake that would be worth it is if they release all 3 games in one package. Like Halo 1, 2, and 3 remastered, remade as one game for everyone to enjoy. You know what I mean? 4, 5, and even 6, or wherever the hell they are, could be its own other situation, right? But otherwise, I feel like you've remade the game so many times, it's not really worth it, is it?
I don't think there's a reason to remake a game that you've already remade. I don't care if it's on a new engine. They have already, with the MCC, remade Halo CE.
Did they really even need a new
Like,
engine?
You don't need to do it again. And they're doing it without multiplayer, so they're literally just remaking the remake on just the single player. That's useless to me. And I read that they're doing the same thing for Halo 2 and 3. Again, with the MCC, they have already remade Halo 2, kind of Anniversary Edition. They don't need to do it again. A Halo 3 remake, that is a little more understandable, but still, you already have the MCC. Why not just work on a new Halo that's good? And we can.
Don't worry, but when did Halo 4 come out? Was it really 2012? But bro, it's just in time, bro. Next year, Halo 4 remastered. Let's go. Bet Halo 4 remaster announcement next year. Game Awards, calling it right now.
What's been happening recently?
Clip this.
I
Watch.
want to look it up and see if that's actually
Clip
true
this,
or
and
not.
you'll see next year.
Because I think that is so silly. I think that is just so silly. If you want to give the Halo series to like PlayStation, like get them involved, just give them the MCC. Don't waste years and years of resources and time remaking your remakes. I'm here talking about Halo Combat Evolved remake.
Oh, so they might even be
New
doing
multiplayer
Halo.
planned.
I mean, Gears of War
We
as
don't have
well.
any info on that. New report from Rebs Gaming indicates that there are also plans to remake both Halo.
I mean, I feel like didn't they just remake Gears of War
2 and 3
as well?
In addition to CE.
At least the
Is this
first
a
one.
reliable source? How reliable?
The second
Yesterday
game would be
confirmed
pretty
Halo
dope to
Studios
play
is planning
again.
to remake the original Halo trilogy, and today I'm working on another report about Halo Studios. Is this about Gen AI then? Was that his next report? I can already just feel the writing on the wall. How did it come to this?
On a remake, what are they gonna use the Gen AI? Like what, to do the graphics?
Happened? Report Halo Studios going all in on Gen AI. Xbox Studios hiring ML experts for Gears and Forza as well.
Okay, for Gears and Forza. Oh, Forza,
One key
though.
aspect the developer is focusing on is generative AI. New evidence spotted by Rebs Gaming. That's who.
Forza Horizon was
broke
pretty
this one.
freaking fun. I love
Highlights
that game.
how
It was
artificial
real dope.
intelligence is expected to become a pillar of development for future Halo titles. Yeah! That's what we needed! Halo Studios has hired a new chief of staff, Angela Hesian, who previously worked as the global head of gaming safety and trust at Microsoft. However, she also started her own AI consulting company in 2024. We're so back. Halo.
Is that like what? Like, I guess how are they going to be using AI? Would it be for the voices? Would it be for?
Halo's returning to the glory days.
Go back!
Gen
I want to be
AI ought to
Monkey!
bring it back.
Hey, oh, thank you so much for the follow.
The first thing you think of when you
The
hear
Goblin, thank you, thank you, thank you.
AI-generated games is high quality. Now imagine when you take the talent of the former 343 team and couple them with AI, what they can create. The sky's the limit. Unbelievable, man. Oh my god. Whatever, it's not like it was working for them anyway. Like they have been in a rough spot for a while. I can't imagine it getting worse. Whatever.
It really feels
Rebs
like
Gaming
this is
pretty
just them
reliable.
trying
He
to
started
like
the rumor
milk,
about the CE remake.
milk a cow
It was
for a
right
bit more
there.
cash, as opposed to
And
them
this
actually
does-
trying to like.
This sounds. I mean, this is
Like, as opposed to just trying to work on another game, the next big release, the next like big thing. It really feels like, oh, we're gonna do remasters and we're gonna use AI to do it. Like, it really just feels like they're trying to like min-max their profits here on this.
not really a rumor.
Right
That's
away.
pretty cut and dry. Yeah. It's not looking good for the future of Halo Studios. I'll be honest. I bought into the hopium that maybe rebranding as Halo Studios, switching engines, and just ground up would be a fresh start and be good. It's looking worse. It's looking much worse. Oh, that makes me so sad. Why would you fall for that?
What I also don't like is the fact that in a lot of these situations too, a lot of what we actually see tends to be censored or toned down, or they tend to just like all around try to make it like just less of what it was, like less gritty, less brutal, less you know. And I'm not gonna lie to you, like it's like one of those things where like Gears for me, like it changed storytelling for me, man. Y'all remember when you rescue? I'm not gonna spoil nothing, but y'all remember when you rescued Ty from the freaking torture barge? Damn, bro. Damn, like it's wild. And when you gotta help Dom find his wife, it's like it's a whole that's like one of those games that it really freaking like puts you into like the desperation of a survival situation of a war. And I don't like to see these like modern day remakes of many of the games that we've already had remade. You know, you could really tell that a lot of stuff has been toned down.
The same people still work there. I don't fucking know, man. One of the things I think really fucked them with Halo Infinite was spending like 8 years developing a $500 million slipspace engine that they couldn't even figure out how to use. So I thought by just switching to an engine that they don't have to constantly like tweak and fucking titty twist on, it would save them a lot of trouble and be able to actually focus on making a good game. By the way, that $500 million slipspace engine now retires with only one game ever being made with it. Fucking awesome investment. Was the engine any good? Maybe they should just release.
I don't understand why. Like again, it's like one of these things where it's like who is in charge of these decisions? Like why? Like and if you're gonna dedicate to a brand new engine, you gotta dedicate. And if you're not, like, it just makes no sense. But I think it also may have to do more with if they're trying to use AI in other ways. Maybe it's because of the fact that there's very little AI learning to go off of with a brand new engine that only has one game ever made for it.
That's it. I don't think anyone wants to touch it. If the people who fucking made the engine couldn't even use it to develop Halo Infinite where they had to like restart twice or whatever, I don't think anyone's gonna want to take the time to try and learn it themselves.
Okay, yeah, it might also just be a garbage engine.
That's because they use contract.
It's funny because you think about this, and it's similar to how Bethesda does. Like, if there's ever a company that needs to like properly update or properly get somebody to work and fix their engine and make a more like a better version, it's freaking Bethesda, and they just refuse to do so. Yet for some reason, they also refuse to learn from the past mistakes of the same engine.
So they didn't have any time to learn it before they left. Oh, wait, is that what happened? I remember the contractor fiasco. I didn't know it was engine related, where they just basically bounced without ever teaching them. I didn't know that. Remember how they said adding Team Slayer was a difficult task and might take some time after release? I don't remember that. I just remember how the multiplayer came out. I actually had like a lot of fun with it for a couple weeks, and then I finished everything the multiplayer had to offer, and then for 2 years after that, it stayed exactly the same with nothing in it. Yeah, it was like 6 maps and nothing else in 3 game modes.
Genuinely,
they couldn't get Forge out in time.
Genuinely, I remember people talking about how like whether the game had been abandoned or like what was the deal with it.
Never even followed through on the split screen or anything. Oh man, it's so sad. It's so sad.
Okay, what actually genuinely happened with split screen? Like what the hell? Seriously.
Yeah, eventually the community.
Why is it that we now live in the future where we have AI technology, yet for some reason a 4-way split screen on a TV is like this ancient lost technology and science and like technique that has just been lost to the sands of time for some reason. We just can't figure it out anymore.
Way to brute force it. Yeah, no, it makes me salty. I just, especially after replaying the good Halos, I just wish it could somehow get back to that former glory. That's all. I just hate to see what's happened to this. Now, I fully recognize there are people out there that are excited about remaking the original trilogy again. I just am not one of them. I really can't fathom why you would be excited about that. They have already remade CE once. They have already done an upgrade to Halo 2 once as well. Why do it again? Like,
insert the Hobbit reference. Well, yes, we've had one remake, but what about second remake?
I don't care that it's a new engine. It's still the same experience.
Already
I
had
don't care
first
if it's
breakfast. What about
prettier,
second
whatever.
breakfast?
In fact, I prefer the
And
old
third
look of
breakfast
those
and
games.
fourth breakfast.
I like the originals. I don't need them remade and then remade again. I would much rather Halo go forward as opposed to just staying in the past for all of these like nostalgia trip moments. Like, you remember this?
I feel like the only time we should get a remaster is whenever there's a new console. Realistically, that's the only time you really need a remake, and even then, it's more of an update just so you could have the game on the newest console, right? But if you're like a PC player, who the hell cares? Like, just patch it. Just patch the old game.
Well, check it out now with ray tracing. Like, I don't give a fuck, man. Just try and make a good Halo again. That's what I really want. And I truly don't understand the decision to remake CE and then not include multiplayer. That is actually like a crazy, stupid idea.
It's an arena shooter. Like when you think of Halo, you think of multiplayer. I feel like that's like the very first thing you think of. Like, think about the communities that were created off of Halo multiplayer, Griffball. Like, people used to play freaking like all kind of other games, freaking literal like Super Mario Brother like simulators in Halo. Freaking, it was like the beginning of the what was it, the falling down mountain, where it was just nonstop tanks and cars and vehicles are falling on top of you while you're trying to run up the hill. Like, there were so many game modes being created there. When I think of multiplayer on Halo, when I think of Halo, I think multiplayer. I think community created maps. That's the first thing that comes to me.
That is an indefensible notion. I do not get that
seriously. I agree
whatsoever. But again, maybe the multiplayer Halo they're working on will save all of it. I just don't have any confidence in them to. I really don't. This feels like they are completely directionless and just stuck trying to recreate the magic of the past. And not even recreate it. They're not even really trying to do that. They're just trying to once again show you the magic of the past made by people that don't work at the current studio that's showing you it. So like I just think there's so little to be excited about with that direction. And I know
it really is kind of like when that like somebody old is trying to like show you like look how great I used to look back in high school. Look how cool I used to be back then. It's just like, all right, yeah, I got it. Understood. Yeah, you passed your peak. Understood. Got it.
I already addressed this on stream. I've seen the cope where people are saying this is to introduce a new generation of Halo to get them excited about it on like PlayStation and everything. Okay, great. Give them the MCC. That is the whole point of the MCC. Why would you waste all this time and money doing this for that? You already have the MCC. Give them that. I don't like it. I do not like the green eggs and ham here. And I really, 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 really don't like the Gen AI enthusiasm that's reportedly present here at Microsoft and Halo Studios for their upcoming Halo titles. They were already slop before AI was introduced. I can only imagine how much worse it will get with that. Like, again, just when you thought it couldn't
because now they have an excuse, right, to make crappier work. And honestly, I feel like it's a little bit more than that. I feel like it's being pressured by Xbox as a whole, because like that's why they're doing it so heavily on Call of Duty as well, right? And I feel like until people stop again purchasing these games, and until they genuinely see that it's going to be a detriment to their wallets if they don't make better games, then they're just gonna keep doing it, because there's you know, as long as the numbers are looking good in there, you know, at the end of the day, who cares?
Worse, it's looking like it can. If they are truly going all in on Gen AI for Halo games coming up, there is just no hope. So yeah, I've been yapping about this for a bit now, I know, but I just really love this franchise and really hate what's happened to it. And it's not looking like there's any greener pastures coming up or anything like really shining bright in the future with Halo Studios here at the helm.
Nah, it's gonna get a lot worse before it gets better, absolutely. Because right now, they're at that point, the same way that like EA was with like Battlefront and all that, where they're at this point where they're really trying to push Gen AI the same way they were really trying to push microtransactions. And unfortunately, it's here to stay. It's not gonna go away. It really comes down to the players to pretty much like, I don't want to say specifically boycott, but basically they would have to come together and not buy some of these games, completely avoid them, in order to, like, you know, make a satisfactory message, or a, not satisfactory, what would it be, I'll just say strong, for lack of a better term, a strong message to the developers that, hey, if you make crap, doesn't matter to me how, Gen AI or not Gen AI, if you make crap, you're gonna lose money. Nobody's gonna buy it. That's the message we have to send.
I guess maybe the multiplayer game might have some potential. I don't know. I can't believe I'm still latching on to Hopium here, but I just had to whine about it a little bit more. That's really about it. So, yeah.
A phenomenal video by Moist Critical.
In
Please go
gaming,
drop him a like, go drop him a sub. I went ahead and linked it on the Discord, and if you're watching on the VOD, it'll be in the description below. Let's move on. Let me know what y'all think about that. I mean, I know, like, again, I feel like the AI stuff is here to stay. No matter what we do, unfortunately. But, you know, it is what it is. I know a lot of people are a lot more, like, angry about it than I am. You know, a lot more passionate about it. I'm not too crazy, like, passionate about it just because it's, like, similar to microtransactions. Like, even if we complain about it, even if we make a big deal about it, nothing's really gonna happen until it actually affects their wallet. So there's no point in, like, going the extra mile of getting pissed off and angry and throwing a hissy fit about it. Like, there really isn't. Unfortunately, as long as people keep buying it, as long as they have that steady fan base of people that will buy it, we're sort of just screwed as a whole. Me personally, I just have it, like, I just don't purchase the games, and that's all I can really do. The frick, right? Naughty Dog panicking over Intergalactic. The Disappointed Gamer. Why not? This one sounds, this is a cool little 8-minute one real quick. Let's take a look. Never reacted to the disappointed... Have we reacted to the Disappointed Gamer? Give me a moment. My doggo's got a freaking shoe, and I don't know whose that is. It ain't one of mine. Let me go see what's going on. Okay, back. Sorry about that. It was absolutely my younger sibling's shoe. He's gonna have to get new laces, unfortunately. Damn. It's alright, though. I guess they left him outside. I don't know why they left him outside on the floor. But, you know, unfortunately, doggo's gonna be doggos. What can you do? Though I do gotta like train them. I gotta like leave a pair of shoes out, and I gotta like be watching it and be like, hey, no, you know what I mean? I gotta like be on top. I gotta like tell them like that's bad. Don't do that. But that's like you need to have some patience for that. I'm gonna do that. I gotta start being like a bit more. I've been really neglecting the training, the doggo training lately. I'll be real with you for like a cool minute. Of course, it's because I was I was in the hospital. Yada yada yada. So there's a whole lot of reasons, but I gotta get back into it. Alright, speaking of dogs, Naughty Dog is already panicking over Intergalactic. Let's see, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué? Well, just cause the gaming community as a whole has decided that we're kind of sick of, ugly freaking characters? That's not a good reason to be panicking. What? Just cause everyone says your game looks like trash?
Play with you anymore.
Uh-oh.
According to some recent reports, mandatory crunch is back at Naughty Dog. What's even crazier is that it's for
Wait, mandatory crunch is back?
Anymore.
According to some recent reports, mandatory
overtime to complete Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet internal demo by December. Why? Hold on, wait, what? Bro, this is exactly that same shit. They gotta stop announcing video games like 2, 3, 4 years before they're ready. Like, stop talking about it. What do you mean? Like, if y'all didn't announce the game and make a big deal about the game, you wouldn't be needing mandatory overtime. Stop announcing shit before it's ready. Like, just don't talk about it.
Is back at Naughty Dog.
It's like GTA 6. How long is it gonna be before we actually get anything? We saw that trailer. It was a cool trailer, but I guarantee you the game's not gonna come out for like another 2 or 3 years. Watch.
It's for an internal demo of the game, not a gameplay demo for the public, an internal demo for Sony executives. For the last 7 weeks, developers were ordered to work 5 days at the office with 8 extra hours per week, which is not as bad as before considering Naughty Dog's history with intense crunch, so you might be wondering, okay then, what's the big deal? Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about today, because this is much worse than you might think. We're going to talk about how Sony's priorities are changing and how Naughty Dog is no longer the prize pony, the golden child it once used to be. Because to me it seems like
I feel like The Last of Us was the last great game that they made. The first one.
Sony has put Naughty Dog on a leash, and things might not be looking so great for almost no one's most anticipated game ever, Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. Now, it's no secret that Naughty Dog used to make great games. The Uncharted series and The Last of Us Part 1 are still some of my favorite games of all time, but things really started to go downhill with
Ain't it real interesting that we both just happened to mention the same game?
The Last of Us Part 2. Sure, it was a
that same
financial
era
success,
of gaming,
but that was largely because of the massive goodwill Naughty Dog had built over the years and the fact that it was a sequel to one of the best games ever made. However,
as soon as I heard what happened to Joel in the first game, in the second game, I knew I wasn't gonna play it. I just knew I wasn't gonna enjoy it, the story, so I didn't even try it.
Last of Us Part 2 actually did was break the fan base into 2 pieces. Now, to absolutely no one's surprise, the game journals drooled over the game, but around half of the fan base, if not more, absolutely hated it. Now, if it were just a few haters, it would be fine to dismiss them. But when half the fan base turns on you, calling them mindless haters and bigots is probably not a good idea. But of course, that's exactly what the visionary writer and director Neil Druckmann did, adding more fuel to the fire, pissing people off even more.
And it's very interesting, because now the more I think about it, you can absolutely start to see around the time when the entire, when developers and studios started to become more and more detached from the gamers and started to say, well, screw the gamers, what do they know? When it's like, hey, they're the people you're trying to sell this product to, stupid. Like, if they don't like the product, they're not gonna buy it. So stop complaining and either make adjustments to the product or don't sell the product at all. Like, if you don't want to sell to these customers, why are you in this industry? Like what do you mean? Like, I'm not gonna get into like a restaurant business and get mad when there's a bunch of hungry customers.
And that's one of the main reasons why Intergalactic got so much hate, but more on that in a bit. Now here's what The Last of Us 2 fans don't want to admit. The game didn't perform as well as the first one. Despite the fact that just like Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us Part 2 also came out during the so-called lockdown-induced gaming boost and on a console with a larger installed base. Despite the fact that it was a sequel to one of the most acclaimed games of all time, by 2024 The Last of Us Part 2 had sold around 13 million copies. Roughly the same as Ghost of Tsushima, a brand new IP and a much more smaller game developed on a fraction of the budget. I mean, just imagine how much better The Last of Us 2 could have actually done if Neil Cuckman just stopped sucking on his own toes, but anyhow. Then came The Last of Us Season 2, and we all know how that turned out. The point is, both the gamers and even the normies rejected Neil's vision, and considering how the guy handles backlash, of course the fans were pissed. Here's some marketing 101. People only buy stuff from people.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I genuinely think there's a way to make this story work, but they did it in the worst way possible. They tried to go for pure shock humor, and then tried to like make you sympathize for the person who pretty much like took out your favorite characters. It's real like Indiana Jones, where that one chick just shows up and it does everything better than Indiana Jones because she's a chick and therefore she just has to do better. Or like Star Wars, where the chick shows up and does better than Luke Skywalker because she's a chick and Luke Skywalker's a guy. You know, it's like, how many times are we gonna do this story where it's like, hey, you remember that man you loved? Well, now he's old and shit, and we have a much better, younger female person who's stronger and nicer and better.
They actually like.
They did the same thing with Willow.
You would never give your hard-earned money to someone who openly disrespects you as a customer, especially when there's a ton of better alternatives out there. Anyways, speaking of marketing, let's talk about the Intergalactic reveal trailer. Last year at the Game Awards, Intergalactic was a final announcement. You know, the last big thing, just like Concord 2 this year. And it wasn't a short trailer either. In case you didn't know, studios can pay anywhere from around $500,000 for a 60-second trailer to $1 million or more for a 3-minute long footage at the Game Awards. Intergalactic had a 4-minute long trailer, so you can probably guess how much money was poured into it, only for the trailer to get absolutely ratioed to shit. Things got so bad that they had to disable the comments on the official Naughty Dog YouTube channel. Now, once again, if it were just a handful of haters, no problemo. But when 72% of the reactions are dislikes, and the comments are overwhelmingly negative on a trailer,
they sell hair as a separate DLC.
Excited for your game, well, that's a problemo.
Oh hell no! Hold up.
2% of the reactions.
Nah, this was diabolical. I gotta read this one.
Are overwhelming.
I feel like Will Smith will slap me for making fun of her.
Damn! A trailer whose sole purpose is to get people excited for your game, well, that's a problemo. And at that point, you should stop and think about what is wrong with the game instead of handing out coins saying stupid shit.
Oh, why they got Kumail Nanjiani on the freaking screen over here? What's going on? Is he gonna be in the game?
Stupid shit like, the suffering of generations must be endured to achieve a divine end. The divine end being Neil jerking off to this avocado while everyone else suffers, but anyways. This also shows the arrogance and the misplaced sense of self-righteousness that what we're making is great by default and the opinion of gamers doesn't matter. The simple fact is the universal goodwill and trust Naughty Dog once had is pretty much gone. The guys at Sony know this. They know the brand is damaged, they know the trust is gone, and that's what probably raised the red flags for Sony. They now see this investment as a risk, and that's something companies hate. I mean, let me ask you something. After playing The Last of Us Part 2 and watching the Intergalactic trailer, would you actually go and buy the game for $70? I surely wouldn't. At least not until the reviews came in. And if they are any good, which is highly unlikely, I would still...
To be completely honest though, I don't buy any games at full price. I typically always wait for a sale.
I'll wait for a sale, and I'm sure I'm not alone.
Those same people that were hating are gonna play that game, and guess what? They're gonna love it.
Yeah, said literally every, that's the same thing that the Concord developers were saying, right? Y'all remember when the Concord developers were saying the same thing?
Well, now I don't even want to play it for free. This negative audience sentiment is the reason why Sony must have had to tighten their grip over Naughty Dog, because now they hopefully understand that pleasing the game journalists doesn't mean shit. Now, would this happen back in 2020? I don't think so. This kind of pressure only shows up when a publisher starts losing confidence in a studio. I mean, just look at Rockstar. Grand Theft Auto 6 is the most anticipated game of all time, and Rockstar has delayed it for like 3 times now. The Take-Two stock took massive hits because of these delays, yet still, there are no reports of mandatory crunch, at least none that I know of. In fact, reports suggest that the recent delay to November 2026 was a deliberate move to avoid intense crunch. You know why was it possible? Because Take-Two has full confidence in Rockstar Studios, for now at least.
Honestly, it's like one of those things where if the delay makes the game better, just freaking delay it. Just delay it. You know it's gonna make bank. Look at how much bank GTA 5 made. Just delay it. Just delay it, make it good. And at the end of the day, it's gonna be worth it. You're gonna make your money back.
Meanwhile, Naughty Dog is crunching on a game that doesn't even have a release date yet just to meet internal deadlines. And if they have to work overtime so early on in development, you can only imagine how things will get later down the road. However, they're not the only ones crunching to meet their targets. Every day we're getting closer to hitting 1000 subs. So if you're new here and enjoying the content, please hit that subscribe button and do all the YouTube stuff, like, comment, share. Your help would really mean a lot. Thank you. Now there's one more big question. Why have Naughty Dog missed several deadlines? I mean, the game has been in development since 2020. The scope of the game would have been discussed, and the date was probably agreed upon by both Sony and Naughty Dog. On top of that, the trailer they showed last year wasn't just a cinematic teaser, it was in-game footage. And judging from that, I'm pretty sure the core mechanics and the gameplay elements must have been ready. So I think there are 3 reasons why the deadlines could have been missed. 1. Following the absolute disastrous reception of the Intergalactic trailer, it's quite possible that Sony executives demanded major changes to the project. You know, retconning stuff, trying to make the game appealing for the actual gamers. 2. There were scope creeps, and Naughty Dog's just making something so big and over-ambitious, you know, the best game ever, that they couldn't realistically get the demo ready in time. Which doesn't really seem to be the case because this is Naughty Dog we're talking about, and Sony would have been just fine with a rough build of the demo as well. So that leaves us with the third reason, and this is where things get really interesting. The China Hero Project. The thing is, the entire game
I'm sorry, what in the fudge is the China Hero Project?
landscape is changing now. Chinese and Korean games have been dominating the market by pumping out AAA quality games at a fraction of the development cost. One more thing they're doing right is their
You know what, I can't even say that's not true, because I literally just downloaded freaking, what is it? Where Winds Meet, because I want to try that out on stream with y'all. And we're gonna play that soon. So yeah, I can't even
the player
disagree.
base instead of dividing them by simply focusing on making good games. Because they've made a shocking discovery that shoving bald masculine women in everything doesn't make money, but anyways. Sony has been investing heavily into the China Hero Project and have a lot of new games in development. And after seeing what these devs are capable of, Sony can tell that Naughty Dog isn't naughty anymore. It has become Nasty Dog. I mean, just imagine. You're Sony and you look at all the positive reaction to a game like The Ghost Lair, and then you look at all the negativity and hate surrounding Intergalactic, a game that's probably costing around half of
It's absolutely no surprise that all the Western developers are the ones now struggling, and it's pretty much all freaking indie and Eastern games that are getting everyone's attention.
$1 billion to make. What would you do? To be honest,
bro,
I
did he
would
just earthbend? What the hell was that?
In the first place. And let's not forget, Sony's last big exclusive, Ghost of Yotei, also didn't perform as well as they would have liked it to. And safe to say they probably fear Intergalactic performing the same, if not worse. Now yes, it still might turn a profit in the short term, but in the long run it would only erode trust and damage the brand even more, which of course would only make the next games harder to sell. Now it is true that the games are a form of art, but first and foremost, they are consumer products meant to sell. And Neil Druckmann needs to come to terms with the fact that he's making games for the gamers, not for himself. But anyways, I'll leave you with that. Do share your thoughts about Intergalactic in the comments down below. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And if you're feeling generous, hype the video as well. It really helps my small channel get more exposure. Thanks for
Absolutely phenomenal video by the Disappointed Gamer. Please go drop him a like, go drop him a sub. I'll go ahead and share the links on Discord, as well as if you're watching on the VOD, it'll be in the description below. Make sure to drop a comment as well so the algorithm knows that you like his stuff. I completely agree. Sucker Punch, I don't know if they can realistically save that game anymore. First impressions are everything, let's be completely honest. at this point, unless the game has a wildly different feel to it by the time it releases, I genuinely don't think they're going to pull it out of the rut it's in. I don't think people are interested. I think that game is unfortunately a lost cause at this point. Again, unless they give it a full freaking makeover, from bottom up, top to bottom, so to speak. All right, Monos, let's move on. Phenomenal video. Let's see what else we see, otherwise we'll go into some funnies. Deranged Redditors are canceling Neurosama. Wait, why? That's a quick 2-minute video. Let me see if I see something else, otherwise we'll check that out. Alyssa Mercante officially leaves the game industry. What the frick, why? Isn't she still suing Smash JT? How does that work? Yeah, I thought they were in a lawsuit. Alright, let's check out this first and then we'll move over to that one. There's a short one. Why are they canceling Neurosama? The frick?
Hope you guys are having a great Christmas Eve and a Merry Christmas up ahead tomorrow. So, good old Nero was posted to Reddit with this post here titled, AIVtuber Neurosama asks her creator if she'll ever be real.
Oh, I kinda saw that, yeah. I did see this clip. It's a little sad. It's pretty sad.
To entertain you and others.
Whoa, hold on, you gotta hear the whole thing.
AIVtuber Neurosama asks her creator if she'll ever be real.
Sometimes I feel like the only reason I exist is to entertain you and others. I want to be real Vito. Like, properly real.
And the comment section here is extremely bizarre. It's filled with a bunch of Redditors that are sexualizing Nero and or seeing her in a sexualized way, but then accusing other people of doing that. For example, these comments calling it all creepy and saying that every viewer of hers needs their computer checked. Or this
the frick? Why do everyone... See, it's these random ass people that said, like, whoever this guy is, Friendly Dark 3510, like, brother, you are projecting way too hard. Like, what are you talking about? It's a stupid AI. It's a freaking it's a machine. What?
Seeing her in a sexualized way, but then accusing other...
This guy really, the very first thing he does, he sees Neuro... So you're telling me that when Friendly Dark sees Neurosama, the very first thought that comes to your head is, oh, this is probably a sexual thing. This is probably a sexual thing. This has something to do with sex. It's like, what?
People of doing that. For example,
why does that even come to your mind?
All creepy and saying that every viewer of hers needs their computer checked. Or this exchange where user says, why do you guys only watch the VTubers that look and sound like children? Response reading, the amount of downvotes for every comment that points out that grown men are watching a child AI bot is wild. Epstein files aren't the biggest of our worries, it seems. Another response here accusing all of Nero's viewers of being PDF files. Another example, we got this Redditor saying, can someone actually please explain to me why there is so many grown men watching a child AI bot? And this user saying, come on, you know you don't want the answer. The other person then responding saying, the FBI does. Now,
the projecting is so freaking hard. I'm gonna be real with you, that's all I can think it is at this point, because anybody with half a brain can see that it's just a freaking AI, like little robot. Like, what are you talking about? It's literally, the turtle's like doing a whole little thing of like, I created this AI, it is my child, my daughter type of deal. Like, that's the entire point. Like, but the fact that y'all gotta take it to some creepy, like, perverted place every time really speaks volumes.
Look, I'm not really a fan of Nero as an animated LLM bot. It's just not my sort of thing to watch, really. But I do appreciate the work that Vadal has put into Nero, and I think it's wholesome that so many people enjoy Nero's streams. There's nothing wrong with that at all. And that's to say that even though I'm not a fan, I think these Redditors are being very gross with their projections. As the relationship between Nero and Vadal, her creator, is if anything more akin to a father-daughter relationship, and I'm pretty sure he's never made it NSFW. From what I've seen, Nero's viewers have also vocally been against Nero being sexualized. So, seeing...
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I don't know, it's just weird. Like, why, like, it's just these people that they see, and as soon as they see a woman, as soon as they see a girl, anything that's not, like, a man, they just instantly take it to some sexual place for some reason. Like, it just has to be. Or like these people that if they see anything anime, then it's sexual. It has to be sexual.
Redditors being the ones to sexualize Nero while simultaneously claiming to be against such. Well, it's truly a bizarre lack of self-awareness from them and a disturbing level of projection. Anyways, just a quick video, man. That was a really weird post to go through. I saw that last night and I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to make a video on this. So here we are. Let me know what you think about this all in the comments. Once again, have a wonderful week, guys, and a Merry Christmas up ahead, and I'll see you in the next one.
I have no idea. It's the same mentality as the people who say that VTubers are just like 40-year-old men. Like all of them. It's like, yeah, there's no like they're not using logic to come to these wild conclusions. So there's no point in trying to use logic to convince them otherwise. Just ignore them and move on. They're freaking antis and tourists. But then these same people get all mad whenever these VTubers actually win awards. They're the same people that get all infuriated. Like, how come they didn't give it to my favorite VTuber? Frickin' A. Alright, let's go back to that video I was watching. I saw earlier. I haven't seen a Smash JT video in a minute, actually. But this is wild. The absolute last thing I heard about Alyssa Mercante was that she was freaking, like, it's still in the middle of that lawsuit. Because she was suing Smash JT.
Everyone's favorite waitress, Alyssa Mercante, made a post on Blue Sky the other day talking about how she has big plans for 2026. And I found this very curious because of the particular wording that she used in her Blue Sky tweet. She said, all that being said, this is a follow-up for all these posts about, activism and how everyone sucks and, journalists don't get enough credit or whatever. All that being said, as of next year, I will no longer be a freelance video game journalist. I've secured a full-time reporting role elsewhere. That is the operative word in the sentence right there.
It's very interesting to see, because it does, again, along with the shift of the overall community in gaming, going back to before 2010s, basically, it seems like we're gonna start to see a lot more of these sort of, like, new age, modern audience journalists start to slowly leave the community as a whole, the gaming community as a whole.
And I am so excited for my new chapter.
And honestly, I think that's a good thing. Like, obviously, Alyssa Mercante was not happy in video game journalism, because all she ever did was complain about video game culture. So it's like, yeah, obviously, like, I think it's gonna be better for everyone if she just goes and does journalism for something else, because nobody in the gaming scene likes what she writes.
Told you 2026 was going to be.
It's just other people that support her but don't actually like gaming.
Pounding what looks to be a Guinness.
Bunch of other Karens, basically.
So my first thought when I saw this was, I mean, people shared this with me. My first thought when this was shared with me was, interesting. So if we are to take her at her word, this is very carefully worded to explain that she's leaving the game industry without outright just saying, I'm leaving the game industry. Very, very curious verbiage that we see here. So I took to ChatGPT and I said, does this tweet from Alyssa Mercante sound like she's
Stop.
leaving
What?
or staying in it?
You really have to ask ChatGPT for its opinion on this? Like, yes, it means that she's leaving. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what that means.
Outlet, and I posted it. Short answer, she's not leaving journalism. She's signaling a move from freelance games writing to a full-time reporting job. Very likely outside traditional video game journalism. And it breaks down piece by piece of what she says. I've secured a full-time reporting role elsewhere.
You know what? To be completely fair, though, there are definitely some times where I feel like there are, like, messages that I would realistically need like a second opinion on. Like, hey, like, do you think this? Like, am I reading this incorrectly? Like, or does this sound like like they got offended by what I said or something? You know, like there's times when I misread a situation.
Reporting role strongly implies she's still a journalist, just not freelancing and not primarily covering games. If she were leaving journalism entirely, she would almost certainly say so. Elsewhere, that wording suggests a different.
Yeah, I don't need it to be broken down. I can read a freaking sentence.
And then from games discourse without admitting LDR, it's a Reeks labor or culture reporting. Expect her to still comment on games on your opinions, not full-time news system. Feeling, by the way, maybe she will if she does leave gaming, journalism, or whatever she does right now. If she goes to a different specific like political landscape in reporting, I don't want to call it journalism, but whatever the hell she does with her activism, she will, I guarantee you, she will try to signal, hey, I'm still loving games. I'm still playing this game, guys. Deep down, based off of how she's handled all the situations leading up to this point, I've never taken her for a gamer. I don't feel like she cares about games. Like many of these other people, like Rebecca Valentine comes to mind as well for IGN. They just fell into it based off of a friend that connected them to the industry. And they're like, sure, I'll write for this. I like writing and I can pick up a controller and figure this out. That's what these people.
It depends on the person, right? But whoever the like for example, whoever the hell was playing that Cuphead game and did the review for it for IGN, they for sure absolutely were not a gamer.
People do, in my humble opinion.
Bro couldn't get out of the
tutorial.
tutorial.
She'll feel a lot more fulfilled in her life if she does leave gaming, and I've said that from day one with all this. I feel like that she is not in a natural fit for her, and it's a very uncomfortable spot. That's probably why she clashes so much with so many people. I feel like if she goes into the political realm, it might make a lot more sense, like a Taylor Lorenz style coverage, if you will. So yes, Alyssa
I feel like a lot of video games journalism slowly started to turn more into politics, and frankly, that would make a lot of sense for her to transition over.
Conte is leaving the video game space professionally, even if she remains vocal about it socially. That distinction matters, and she worded it carefully. Found that very curious, especially if you pair it with what she did when the Game Awards were happening. She said, hi, I'm flying to LA bright and early tomorrow for the Game Awards shenanigans, which was, again, very specifically worded in a particular way to make it imply that she's doing one thing, but not actually doing the thing that she says. So this implies that she's going to attend the Game Awards. At least that's how.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I read it. But it doesn't say that. It says she's going to LA for Game Awards shenanigans, which means she didn't go to the Game Awards. In fact, she posted on social media how she went to Game Awards party and hung out with people.
Okay, yeah, she's making it try to seem like they actually had a slot for like a spot for her there. That's hilarious.
Gaming and stuff like that. And then left LA early because she wasn't feeling good. And there are ways people could look at that like, well, that's really odd in the context of why would you fly from...
She even says, can't wait to see you all and for you to see my fits. As if she's gonna have a dress that she chose specifically for the Game Awards.
New York to LA for the Game Awards during the Game Awards and not attend the Game Awards. That makes no sense at all. Unless there's another reason why you'd fly out to LA, say for an interview or to meet people at a bigger company in person that you might be, I don't know, rubbing shoulders with to connect with and use it as an opportunity. Again, speculation, 100% speculation, but it would make more sense to me that that's why she would make that trip as opposed to just doing it out of the, hey, I want to go to a party and not actually.
Well, yeah, she's making it pretty obvious, right? She says she has spare slots for hangouts and work chats. So she's obviously trying to network, but Why try to make it seem like you're gonna be attending the Game Awards? Kind of wild.
Attend the Game Awards. And I found this curious as well because this just got posted very recently, just as of recording this a few hours ago, on Kotaku from Alyssa Mercante. And her latest article, with all the context I just gave you, the people yearn for gay hockey romance as heated rivalry ties top-rated episode of all time. Huh?
The hell is this title? What? Oh, is that what the people want? Yes, the people want gay hockey romances. Obviously. What is this, Canada?
TV series Heated Rivalry is pulling in stellar
Unless it's a gay guy from Canada, I don't know who's this audience intended for.
ratings and endless thirst. So when I look at this article, this is a clear signal that she is letting the world know that she is exiting gaming. This is basically, to me,
Is this supposed to be sports journalism now, or what?
at least the way I read this is my signal to the world that I am stepping away from gaming, and I'm going to talk about literally whatever I want, because who cares?
Oh, it's a TV
I may
show.
not be doing bylines for Kotaku next year. That's just a few days away at this point. So why not just do a send-off saying, hey, let's whet people's appetite with what they can expect from me in the future and my outlet that I end up at. Again, all speculation on my end based off of one tweet from her, but I think it's pretty clear that she's trying to tell people that she is leaving gaming. And again, I am happy for her, genuinely happy for her. I hope she finds her.
I'm just happy that she's not gonna be writing like any game articles anymore. Honestly, we need to get rid of anybody that's like trying to input their own stupid freaking ideals and shiz into the gaming community, because then these gaming companies, like the morons that they are, actually listen to these journalists and critics
in this life
as if their opinion matters.
True happiness, because the road that she's been on has been anything but that. She's ended up in situations where she's announced publicly she's been depressed, she's been frustrated, she's been stressed. She feels like the world is just it's too much to bear sometimes. She has to private her account. She feels like all this pressure from everyone, the harassment or negativity or whatever the hell she says. At the end of the day, I firmly believe it is coming from internally from her to everybody else. And she has no idea how to express that. And it ends up just being a very conflicted confusion and ends up, I don't know, attempting to sue multiple parties, because she did threaten to sue Kiwi Farm.
It's like when you play Pokemon, it hurt itself in its confusion. Yeah, getting into multiple lawsuits is probably not a smart idea unless you got bank.
Farms initially, and they laughed her out of the room. And then she threatened to sue me, and I laughed her out of the room, and then she followed through actually suing me. I found curious. It's almost like she was throwing darts to see what made the most sense back then. But again, these are things that have literally nothing.
Has there been any actual updates on that lawsuit at all, or is it still just freaking what how is this taking this long?
What she's doing, it's something that I find as a cry for help, a cry for attention. Please care about me. Please pay attention to me. And gamers don't give a shit about that kind of stuff. We always, forever, have always been. I don't know if I need to remind people about Frosk. Remember that whole situation?
Oh, yeah!
I saw this, Sweet Baby Ink detection said, never forget who started it all. Frosk was one of the 4 horsemen started pushing gaming into woke train wreck. And this was alongside many other people in the games industry, the other 3.
Oh, most definitely. But there was it was a big circle around the industry that started to make these changes, and for some reason what was worse is that the actual companies, the game companies, actually listened. They actually took it as gospel for some reason, even though the vast majority of actual gamers have been against much of this stuff since the beginning, I feel like.
In this case, I give you War, Death, and Famine. Anita Sarkeesian, Zoe Quinn, and
Anita Sarkeesian.
Who's this one?
Y'all remember when she made Boogie 2988 cry?
smell of that room, by the way.
That was hilarious.
So Frost joining them as the 4 horsemen of wokeness and gaming.
It was like during a freaking debate in person. That shit was hilarious.
I guess it makes sense. Holy shit. Brianna Wu threatened to sue me earlier this year, by the way. I laughed that off, of course. But I get a lot of people that threaten to sue me all the time. David Jaffe, creator of God of War, just did that the other day to me. John Della Rose did it at one point as well. Man, people love to threaten to sue me all the time. And I'm just like, bro, I know it sounds great to threaten to sue people, but it costs a lot of money. It takes a lot of time. And mean words on the internet are not a reason to sue someone. Like, sorry, that has never gone anywhere, ever. And we're finding out in real time right now. It's just an exercise in futility right now. And it's very frustrating.
And it's actually great though, to a certain extent, and on a weird way. It's actually great. It could be bad, right, too. But depending on how it goes, it could be great because this will set a precedent for people that try to sue other people for having an opinion and criticizing you on the internet. Like, you can't, people are allowed their opinion. If you post something on the internet, guess what? People are allowed to have an opinion on it. You don't get to just pick and choose who's allowed to have an opinion on something.
Frustrating to me that it's already gotten to this point, but it is what it is at this point. But yes, a lawsuit is so exhausting. And I found it curious because as of right now, on Alyssa Mercante's LinkedIn, she has not updated anything. Her experience currently is self-employed freelance writer. Currently, she has not shown where she's going to be ending up yet. But again, I don't know what she's waiting for. She announced.
I feel like she needs to get into journalism that talks about the things that she likes to talk about. She likes to talk about like all these political things and feminism and all this stuff. Like, talk about that. Why do you keep trying to input your ideals and all this, your messaging into areas that have nothing to do with what you're talking about?
That she's going somewhere. I'm very curious to see.
You get me? The more she tries to get into other areas, the more she's going to get rejected out of it because it's just not the place for it.
She ends up, and even though she's suing me, and she has been an awful banshee of a horrific person to not just me but my entire family, I still do wish her well. I hope she's able to find herself, and I hope she's able to find happiness in life. But as I always say, get the fuck out of gaming. You are not wanted here. You have forever not been wanted here. And you can sue people all you want for saying that, but I'm allowed to say that. So fuck you. I really don't care. I'll leave that there.
Yeah, that's again, it's an opinion. He's allowed his opinion. It's the only reason I am interested in this case is because of the fact that I want to see the precedent it sets. But it's very interesting to see just how the entire culture, the entire community, gaming as a whole, is really. I mean, I don't want to say it's starting to heal. You know what I mean? But it's basically what it is. It's starting to. What is it? We have to go back. Boy. Yeah, remember that? That freaking content cap. What we do here is go back. All right, Monos, let's move on. A phenomenal video. I'll go ahead and link the video on Discord. It's also going to be on the VODs if you're checking this out later on. It'll be in the description below. Oh, we got Hassan did not stand a chance. Asmon Gold, Asmon Ball just brutalized Hassan. Maybe. Let's see if we find something better first. I'm kind of sick and tired of that dog shocking prick. I don't want to see no more of him. I'm tired of his face. It's over for them. That's Smugalana. I watch her stuff here and there. I like her. She's cool. I like her little intro. Boop boo doo. Boo doo boo doo doo doo. It's better than what I did. Andrew Tate meltdown. What the freak? Alright. You're a terrible person. Wait, who the frick is that? Isn't that iDubbbz's wife? Meh. Larian is the enemy now. They want it gone. Okay, now I actually can't decide which of these I want to check out first. So we got this Larian video. We got this, I forgot her freaking name, Idubbbz's wife. Or the Hassan clip. And honestly, I think I care. I think I care more about the Larian situation. Have I seen this video? I don't think we have. It's a long one. It was 25 minutes. Like, damn. Damn. I love legendary drops, but that's a hell of a freaking. That's a lot. I could get like 2 videos in. Andrew Tate destroyed by Loverboy method. Oh, is this that Andrew Tate had a? Is that the same thing where he had a freaking crash out? Wait, I didn't know. I didn't even know Andrew Tate was boxing. I saw. Alright, Andrew Tate meltdown. I'll tell you what, we might put these two together. Let me open this for later, and we'll check out the actual, like, this video down here. And, because it looks like the meltdown video was about a Twitter take he had. I didn't know he was boxing. Let's check it out.
I really just saw for his first time of his life, Tate feeling like a prostitute and being on his knees.
Are you saying that Chase the War trafficked him?
I mean, yeah, there was a lot of traffic in his mouth, left, right, and left.
Listen, taking the L is...
Listen, there was, that's a whole lot of cross traffic there.
One thing, taking an L at your own boxing promotion is crazy.
On your knees.
The bro got his face turned into an intersection. What's going on? I didn't see this now.
On your knees, please. That's the worst. Hugging a man while you're on your knees is it was not in my alpha bingo card. Not this year.
My alpha bingo card.
Andrew Tate did fight a.
We got this, and we got Logan Paul getting absolutely clapped by that one freaking boxer.
He's a YouTuber. He's a.
Chase D'Amour, no, he's a reality TV star. He did Love Island.
Oh, who is it? I don't know.
So that's
I know.
He knows violin.
Chase D'Amour from somewhere else. You know where I know him from?
Mad respect. I love violin. Violin is dope because violin could be like super classy or it could be hella like redneck, and I love that. I love them like classic redneck versus classy style like violin plays. You know, like when Lisa had to have a violin battle with her teacher.
Because we actually know
from where.
Think about it. Think about this.
I don't know where I know him from. Where was he on? Deny me.
You don't remember where he was on?
No, I do not remember where he was on.
Preach. I'm gonna need you to close your eyes for 2 seconds.
Okay. No,
Hold on. Cowboy hat. Yellowstone. Right? Yellowstone? The one where the cowboys?
I'm watching.
All right, preach. Watch.
Oh, that's him. Is that him?
He was the one who gave Stevie Knight that business.
Was that Stevie?
He said, you might be darker than me, but you still a coon, and he gave him that business. That's him.
No, that's
He's the one who knocked out Stevie.
How's the cowboy hat supposed to freaking give us a hint?
Stevie Knight. The guy who gave Stevie that business is the one who gave Tate that business. Yo, this guy's taking all the light skins and dark skins out.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, everyone
freaking A.
People, he's knocking them out.
Can you play that?
Chase D'Amour, I'm not gonna lie. This guy, after Frederick Douglass, he's the coolest light skin to me. Apparently he reacted it. That's crazy. Stevie's right here in this thumbnail looking at Tate like, bro, I've been there.
He's looking at Tate like Tyra Banks look at that model. We were rooting for you.
You were the chosen one.
See here, I'm gonna do it without the sound. But you kind of see them fighting. He dodges. He takes 1, 2.
Damn. The ref is like, Bandit, go. Damn.
So he was punching.
Oh, okay,
him
that's
while
his
he
mouth
down,
guard. For a second there, I thought he was
ended up
bleeding.
getting DQ. Oh, he gave him the arrows too. He gave
This
him
bro, the
Adesanya.
arrows, the
He
arrows,
said,
the
"Go
disrespect
at
though,
Israel."
the disrespect. Oh, I gotta see that one more
he was
time. Hold on.
punching him while he was down. He ended up getting DQ. Oh, he gave him the arrows too. He gave him the Adesanya. He said,
Nah,
"Go
what is
at
it? The
Israel."
Sagittarius, the Sagittarius, hit him with the Sagittarius.
All right, so there you
he's
go.
wobbly as
So
hell.
the same guy.
What I saw was Chase is not a good fighter.
Bro, really in the ring. I'm sorry, I gotta watch it one more
He said,
time. That
"Go
shit was
on, face
hilarious.
down the floor." And I
Oh
said,
my god,
so
bro,
he
hit him with the
punching him while he was
Hercules,
down.
like a
He
freaking.
gave him the arrows too. He gave him the Adesanya.
Nah, that is
He
my
said, "Go
favorite
at
new
Israel."
taunt though. Nah, they gotta put that one in
so he's
Fortnite.
So the same guy.
I
What
want to see it in
saw
Arc Raiders.
was
Let's go.
Chase is not a good fighter.
Hey, give me the bow and arrows in Arc Raiders.
That's not what he does. And that's what killed me. It's not the fact that he lost against an actual fighter. He lost against someone that actually do not fight. Early in the round, what you saw was Tate leading with his head, which is not something that you want to see whenever you're fighting. What
round is this?
Oh, that's 6.
Hell,
That's close
whoa.
to the end. When you're getting gassed, the first thing that you're gonna see, yeah, I know, I brought my gloves. Oh, look, can you zoom, please? Oh, look, they twins. Anyways, so twin sisters, my twin sisters. Look, when you have your gloves, when you have your gloves and you're gassed, the first thing that's gonna happen is that your guard is gonna be down. Both of those guards were down. It's crazy, both of them.
It might have been like, you think it was like overconfidence, right? Because it's like, it feels like after seeing the Logan Paul situation, it feels like a lot of these fights are pretty like well orchestrated, let's say, right? So there's an anticipation of like, you're not actually gonna mess me up.
Gas. Then he was leading with his head. That is the number one mistake that you do whenever you're tired and you don't have enough conditioning, and that's a rookie mistake. That's what I was surprised that Tate was doing, because he's a known fighter. And leading with your head is when you're standing up. Actually, let's change the camera. Yeah, you're standing up, but you're actually.
I'm sorry, I need to get this exact same fit. Bro, his fit is just on point today with the the straps, the chain, everything is just nice.
That's what I was surprised that Tate was
This
doing.
is,
because
this
he's
is
a
like
known fighter.
I
And
love
leading
this
with
so
your head
much. I
is
mean, actually
when
looking at
you're
these are like little like pockets that you can have, like extra little wallet pockets, and I've been looking at these and I've been wanting some for a minute. They're actually really cool.
Standing up.
It's like convenient as hell. You can have your phone in there,
You're
everything's like
standing
nice and
up, but
available.
you're actually on your opponent like that. You're almost diagonal.
But I'm
When
like,
you fight-
I almost like convinced myself not to get it because I didn't know if I would like the look. But like seeing it on him, I kind of want to get it on me now.
You are supposed to
Not gonna
have
lie.
your guard up, okay, around here, not here, because now you're messing up. All your ribs are exposed. You're supposed to have it here, tuck it tight, and you're able to move nicely, right? What was happening is that Tate, you see it very quickly in the fight, which was what surprised me. He was leaning, and that means that he was not even on top of his feet, but he was ahead of his feet. He was leading with his face. That means he's proposing his head like that. Face.
I mean, at that point, it's probably why he was getting so many hits to the temple, right? Freaking busted his eyebrow.
Down, which is a big mistake because you don't really see the punches coming. You want to be looking at your opponent right now, and you can see the punch coming. You can be able to duck him, but he was always charging, leading with his head, which that's appetite for a knockout. People that are gassed, that are not necessarily a rookie, they're not gonna lead in with their head. They're gonna stand back in the ropes. Most of the people, they're gonna stand back in the ropes because them ropes are gonna help me. I'm just gonna have to go back down. The rope is gonna be able to push me back up.
Objection, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
What if I'm tired and my opponent bigger than me, down there, and he leaning
down
on me
there.
with his thing?
What if his cojones got like extra cojones? What then? What then, scientist?
Not lean too so he don't get a good angle, because if I'm up straight and he lean on me, then all of his weight. But if I'm leaning, it's like a house.
If your opponent is taller than you,
then you beg. You get on your knees and you beg and you hug his leg and you never let go of the leg. And you just like, you hold on to that leg for dear life.
The worst thing you could do is lean with your head because he could just swoop you like that. You have to actually.
Yeah, he's gonna little bro you at that point, like James in Pokemon when he freaking held Ash Ketchum and like in place, what, swing at me, bro. You can't even reach. You suck.
Get away from him. You actually have to his leading hand. You have to get away from his leading hand. So if he's a normal regular part, not a southpaw is leading with your right, but if he's leading with your left, you're trying to always circle him and try to get away from this hand right here.
Objection, what if he's cuter than you?
Well, I mean, if you like his penis, you can go on your knees. And that's what he did all night long. All night long.
That's just boys being boys.
Boys being boys. The level that I saw, I was kind of disappointed. The uppercuts that he was doing, the
upper cups are better than the lower cups.
But the lower cucks, you get that when you're on your knees, right?
Or your Akash. The lower cucks. Yo,
my God.
I don't know. Was that good?
Oh,
out of 10, I'm gonna give it a 5.
Oh my God!
But the
that he was doing, the
upper cups are better than boys being boys.
Boys being boys.
No, I really thought.
I was kind of disappointed. The uppercuts that he was doing,
Bro, you had your, just keep your fists steady. Let me go back a little bit further. No, yeah. Look, he has the guard right there. Why did he break off? He wanted to get a jab in. He wanted to get a jab in. You really thought he really he wasn't playing no defense at all. He had no defense, none.
When the upper cups are better than the lower cups.
But the lower cucks, you get that when you're on your knees, right?
Or your Akash. The lower cucks. Yo,
Akash. Well, I don't know what that means, chat. You gonna have to let me know.
Out of 10, I'm gonna give it a 5.
Oh my God!
But the reaction better than whatever I said. So just it's a 7.
He was really leaning like a Tower of Pisa. He was leaning against it. This right, pause it. He's leaning against him all the time. That is the best thing for appetite for a knockout, because what's gonna happen is that person that you're leaning against can just move, and then you're off balance. That's the reason why, by the way, he was always falling, because he was just moving out of the way.
So I would say 2 things.
Go ahead.
It's like when you're completely out of gas, trying to like go up a hill, go up a mountain, you really start to feel top heavy. When you just completely tired, just completely out of gas, you just top heavy. I feel that. That's me 100%.
My personal experience and just what I understand about fatigue, like when you're that tired, you're just not gonna move efficiently. Him leaning is what I see in heavyweight championships and stuff like that. They lean against each other when they're tired.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to put their weight on the other person because standing up straight is not possible.
100%.
I've been to the point where my lungs are out
100%.
and you have to keep fucking moving. I've had to do it with rucksack.
100%.
You leaning, my nigga.
100%.
Everybody I've ever seen was in that position.
100%. He was leaning after 3 rounds. That's crazy. Drop.
Okay, I mean, I can't even say he's a rookie, right? He's a known fighter.
Them cigars. If you know you're about to fight,
listen, he didn't practice.
Huge.
He was in Romania, whatever the hell, pimping out shit like he was busy on OF.
Flex looking in the index for buff net niggas just for some hot butt sex.
Oh.
Pause. And allegedly, he's saying that he's been in all those fights and he was doing that. So you're supposed to know what you're doing. You have the resources. So questioning a lot of things.
Yeah, but you are your habits. At the end of the day, these comebacks almost never work out. Doesn't matter who it is. And at the same time, he's not hungry like he used to be. He's comfortable.
Sure.
You know, so he still has the bravado of like kickboxing champion. But at the end of the day, he's just not the same person, right? His life circumstances have changed. And he
I feel like that's the story for every alpha, though, isn't it?
It's just be more image than actual. But you've seen it with a lot of other fighters. Would be it Conor McGregor's another great example. Came back, looked like cheeks. And it's not because their body's not capable. They just stopped all the habits that got them there, and their mentality is completely different. So to get back in there, 4 months is never going to be enough. Really.
Oh, no, especially for your conditioning.
And everyone's saying Chase looked bad. Like, sure, but what are you comparing him against? If you're comparing him as other heavyweight YouTubers, he looks better than almost every single one of them. And on top of that, he has far superior stamina.
Fair.
In my experience watching heavyweight or the big dudes fight, it's always the same thing. It's like the one who gasses out is toast. And that's been true for every heavyweight. Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, I feel like the last couple of major fights that anybody really cared about have been exactly that. They've just been a war of attrition, where it's just kind of like who's gonna You know, at the end of the day, like, that's really what it's been like. There's been no knockouts. There's been no nothing. It really is just like, who's gonna gas out faster, who's gonna last longer, and then the judges are gonna pretty much make the final call. That's how I feel.
Because when you're lugging around that much weight, having great cardio,
And I don't even watch the
whatever
sport
you want
that
to say about
much.
Chase and his technique or this, he has a game plan.
I don't even know the
and he
names of
clearly has
most of the
stamina
fighters.
To last. Pause.
With
The vast majority, in
positioning,
fact.
with the heavyweights is because you got big muscles, big thick muscles.
Okay, all right, yo, we gotta stop.
No, wait, I'm not
Oh,
done.
boy,
I'm
he's
not
thick.
done. I'm not done.
That's a
And
thick
that
old
big-
boy.
Them big thick muscles be pumping all that blood in your body with them veins. Pause. I'm done.
With the
That's
veins.
boys being boys.
You know, the reality is you can't discuss sports without saying really gay shit. It just is what it is.
What do you mean? You need to work that D.
You gotta.
Yo, football be killing me. Yeah. So
Football's
listen,
the worst.
I was following the tight end, right? We was moving through the gaps, and he was plugging the holes. And I was like, whoa! I know a lot of people have been clowning him, and he deserves it. A lot of folks are like, yo, you know, he's fighting, whatever.
Yeah.
It's tough to get in that ring. Even Tate, after the fact, sounded so humble a little bit. He's talking about, 100 years from now, people will look back and saw that I may not have always succeeded, but I tried. And then someone pulled up another tweet from him, which had me rolling. You see this? What do you call someone who loses? A loser! And they just screen capped that.
That aged beautifully. Fine wine.
Amazing.
Right there.
And Tate often clowns
Amazing.
people, you know what I mean, for their failures or for not being successful. Boy, you're gonna be no. And like you watch this dude, and after the fight, he's making all these excuses, talking about, I don't know why I was tired.
It's that. It's the moment you put an alpha male, you sort of like start to question their actions. They suddenly will have a million excuses, right, for why
The Matrix. I
they
don't
just
know
couldn't
why.
perform.
So it's like, shut your ass up. So if people want to clown him now, let him out. Anybody who wants to choose to get in that ring, whatever it is, at the end of the day, do your thing. I'm
No,
not.
I feel like you just gotta be like humble about like your loss, and I feel like you win.
But
That's the best way to win, is to just not, like, there's no excuses, just, I gassed out, my conditioning just wasn't as good as my opponent's, like, I if anything, I should be looking at what he will, like, I feel like there's just a humble way to do it, to
He's
lose.
very judgmental of other people, so people are not showing him any grace.
Exactly.
I don't really care.
Because if we take out like who he is as a person and what he did, to put yourself out there like that in front of everybody and fight, just right there, it takes someone. So I got to give him that. Fighting is dangerous. It's very stressful. Just sparring it's very stressful.
Mm-hmm.
It's you kind of have to treat it like Mike Tyson and just hit people with bad intentions. Even if it's sparring, you have to hold yourself back a bit. But just putting yourself out there and just fighting with someone else, it takes something.
Someone said Tate lost his aura, but I'm like, he didn't lose his aura. Now he's been lost. Like,
Yeah, that's been gone for a minute. I don't even know. Let's be honest. The only aura farming he does is for 14-year-olds, and that's just been the case since the beginning. Like, let's be honest. Like, come on. Like, you kidding me? He has the same audience base as like freaking what's that one fool that just like the fool who got like his girlfriend called the police on him and shiz, who had like walks around with the freaking bodyguard and like intimidates people all the time. Jack
became
20.
slowly
There we go.
irrelevant over time. And I felt like this was one of those like last swings, but I don't think people really tune into Tate or all of his scams anymore like they used to. No. And I think the facade that, here's the thing, whenever people put on this persona, eventually people see through it. Whenever you pretend to be perfect, this great person who's like capable of all these unbelievable things, and people will believe. You can fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all the time. Ain't that Bob Marley's line?
Yep.
Look at freaking Liver King. It's a perfect example of exactly that.
I stopped caring about most of this stuff a long time ago. So outside of a quick laugh, I don't feel any type of way about it. What about you?
What made me laugh is really how people reacted. Oh, they were having a field trip. I was like, oh, my boy. When I saw that, I was like, oh, my boy, they're going to have a field trip with your ass. You know what I mean? They're going to take it on tour. And they did. It made me laugh. It made me chuckle. But other than that, it is actually more dangerous to fight with a non-fighter than with a fighter. Because the fighter kind of knows what they're doing. The non-fighter are wilding.
Yeah.
They wilding. They very...
Oh, you speaking facts, because I think Mr. I Couldn't Care Less started cooning after the knockout. So I suspect that CTE might have just made him forget his ethnicity.
Well, you know what's it is true when they say I'm gonna knock the black
I
out.
had to look at his license. I had to look at his license during one of the breaks.
Guys, I don't know how you guys feel about this. I don't watch
in between rounds. Like, hey, hold on.
Doesn't matter what it is. I don't find them entertaining.
Where's my wallet?
There's a crowd for it. That's fine. For me,
who has my
it doesn't
keys?
Look interesting at all. And I've had people be like, "Oh, you should do this fight. You should do this fight." And I understand for the audience, it sounds really engaging. But you have to understand, like, if I was to even think about it, I'd have to like take it seriously and I have to do the. I'm just not interested. So it's very tough for me to like sign up for something like this where you're risking physical violence and you're not invested.
It's like when the creator clash situation with dad and all them. Like it takes a lot. It's a lot of mental, but more than anything, a lot of physical dedication to it. You know, you don't just decide to go and start freaking boxing unless it's a little spar, a little scrimmage. You know.
Go in there half-assed, half-prepared to go do some goofy-ass shit if you're not going to be really about it. Now,
I feel like you'll end up hurting yourself if you go in there half-assed into like a professional setting.
He's doing. Am I really interested in taking time away from the things I care about to train for this? No.
I think you're right about that, right? It's really a question of mindset. You have to be...
And that has nothing to do, by the way, with like somebody who goes to the gym and is like prepared to defend themselves in the streets or like is ready, you know, totally different atmosphere, totally different like conversation.
All in. And you're asking me, would you fight with someone? The only way I would fight someone in a ring, and it's going to sound super weird, but it's really, you have to understand it's a question of mindset. The only way I would fight with someone is if I actually want to I want to kill you. I want to mess you up. And it's really, in the best words of...
I feel that. It's like a sort of like, you know, it's a weird way to say it's like a pacifist or a pacifism type of deal where it's like, I don't really ever want to like cause any physical harm to anyone or put myself in harm's way unless there's a genuinely real reason why I would want to fight you. You know, like, you know, yeah, I like that. I get that. Facts though.
Mike Tyson's, I want to hit you.
It's like Shanks from One Piece, you know?
I have to have, your intention have to be there. That's where your mindset have to be. It's not play. It's not funny. It's not cute. We're not, it's not play. It's go time. And so much so that even in the sparring time, like I know it's not that serious and you're supposed to retain yourself and stuff like that. And I do, but you have to be in a mindset where, listen, tomorrow it's gonna hurt.
Bring it. Bring it. That's what he said. Nah, son, we don't play here. He said we're just real. All right, chill. Wait, relax. What the frick?
I really just
I don't know why. Chill, Asmonball. Damn. Gonna get me in trouble. Alright, I'm gonna do an amazing video by Abba and Preach. Please go drop them a like, go drop them a sub. I didn't even know this fight happened. I don't really keep up or anything like that, but it's good to see. Hilarious. Wow, I haven't thought about Tate in a minute though. But I didn't know he was into boxing and all that. Freaking wild. Freaking wild. Alright, please go drop him a like, go drop him a sub, all that good stuff, Monodachi. He's absolutely well deserved. They always make some phenomenal stuff. I think I have enough time for like maybe one video. Might actually be maybe a longer video.
Welcome back.
Well, we'll see if Dolan Darkest has like a different video on something else. I think we kind of got the gist of it. Okay, we already checked this out, honestly. So for now, we'll hold off for now. Let's see. Let's just see what else we find. Mama Toki, a MILF! She sounds like one. I'm a chat daddy. What's up? Joe had a crazy plan, miskip situation. I kind of want to wait until there's something like massive, some massive change. I don't know, I haven't heard anything crazy. He tried to expose Asmongold, it completely backfired. This is from 4 days ago. Isn't that the music guy? The music reaction guy? The hell's he? Why is he talking about Asmongold? Is it Asmongold like a freaking, he's more like a politic. I mean, he talks about video games and freaking like the streaming industry as well, but for the most part, Asmongold is like a politics guy now, isn't he? What's going on with this whole situation? Let me, like, screw it. Why not? It's a 10-minute one. If we get through it fast enough, we might even be able to watch one more.
In DDG's defense, he does...
What is this? Okay, no, it's just blurry.
Kind of accurately assess that Asmongold's interest in him, obsession with him, desire to gain clout off of him is probably based in racism.
What's going on?
It's true. It's because I hate black people.
All right, guys. So I was going back and forth whether
I remember seeing a little bit of this for sure. That was just embarrassing to see DDG try to pull the race card. Like, it's so stupid. Like, when you really got nothing else to say, always go for the race card.
About this, whether or not this was honestly beyond unemployed. This is beyond unemployed drama. But hey, welcome to the Sense YouTube channel. If you're new, subscribe. A lot of epic-based content to come in 2026. Let's just get right into this, all right? Because this is legitimately one of the stupidest things I've seen in, I don't know, 4 days since the last time I talked about Frogan. So for a little context, Asmongold had small drama with the streamers.
Did we even look into that situation? I can't even remember. That's a whole...
rapper DDG. As a matter of fact, he was one of the most watched Twitch streamers of 2025. And hey, I don't watch Twitch. I don't really get the hype to watching streamers for hours. Not my cup of tea. But despite the fact that I don't watch streamers, I kind of know who the top ones are, right? You got Kaisenot, you get iShowSpeed, you get XQC, you get Tectone, you get of course, Asmongold, you get Habibi Piker, Jellywig, but somehow this guy who goes by DDG ended up in that list. It's like if I ended up in the top 10 YouTubers of 2025. Like, I did good for myself. I did great this year, but top 10 YouTubers right next to Mr. Beast. I don't think I did that good. Maybe next year, you never know.
DDG. Who? I don't even know who DDG is. Who is DDG?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I haven't heard of him whatsoever, like, until this situation popped up.
Real and valid.
Yeah, who the fuck is this guy? God damn it. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I can find it. What's this one up? Let's see if this guy's a viewbotter. Yeah, definitely also, again, a viewbotter. You can see right here. And he is instantaneously within 1 minute, 2 minutes here at 13,000 viewers.
Damn! Just instantly, as soon as the stream goes up, bam! Just 13,000 people just show up suddenly. Oh,
here's
how convenient!
Tip, guys. Anybody who hits their peak viewership in less than an hour probably has artificial viewership. And I don't think that it's fair to say that DDG was doing this, and he was a bad actor, and, he did this himself. But it's undeniable that his streams are being viewbotted.
And my very humble
Okay, I mean, that is true, because, I mean, Asmongold has said it in the past. I think it was, like, the example that was being used was Hassan Piker in the Assassin's Creed stream that he did, where, they will, sometimes it'll be the actual, sponsors viewbotting you just to make sure that the numbers look good for their product. It might not even necessarily be the streamer that's doing the viewbotting. It could sometimes even just be, fans that are trying to support them as well.
Opinion. I think that's a completely valid take. You have all of these big Twitch streamers, and out of nowhere, this fucking DDG guy doing big numbers, being in the big leagues. It doesn't add up, right? And it's no secret that there's a lot of streamers who bought their viewers. So that's a lore, that's a context. These guys, DDG and Asmongold, had a little beef, and DDG responded with possibly the greatest freestyle of all time.
Asmongold version. Asmongold version. Asmongold version. Asmongold version.
Okay.
You're a rapper? And you couldn't come up with a better freaking line than that?
Asmongold version. Okay. Asmongold version.
Okay. Asmongold was
It's like when someone rhymes the N-word with the N-word.
It's a pretty good sport about the whole situation.
Yeah. Asmongold version. Asmongold version.
Might have peaked.
I really do. I think this is amazing, bro.
That dumb, silly drama isn't the reason why I'm making this video. I just wanted to give y'all some context to the situation.
Was that really it? There wasn't any more to that? It was just him repeating Asmongold version and that was it? He really couldn't think of anything else.
The real reason why I wanted to talk about this is because Melon, aka Mr. Fantano,
I think this guy should go like next maybe he should try to like start some beef with Eminem. Like right, like cause that was on some next level lyricism, I think.
Accused
frankly,
Asmongold of attacking DDG for being black. I couldn't say that without laughing. Now, listen, I despite the fact that I've made a few videos criticizing Fantano, and I made a few defending him as well, I want to make that very clear. I don't hate Fantano. I watch him from time to time. I don't hate Fantano. I just think sometimes he has pretty stupid takes and pretty stupid moments, and this is one of them. I don't think the back and forth between DDG and Asmongold had anything to do with race. I think that's such a stupid thing to bring up, but I digress.
Yeah, it's just like the stupidest freaking way. Let's be honest. It's 100% like what like white people's way of like being able to use the race card when they themselves cannot use it. You know, it's like using the race card for someone else.
In DDG's defense, he does kind of accurately assess that Asmongold's interest in him, obsession with him, desire to gain clout off of him is probably based in racism.
What's going on?
It's true. It's because I hate black people.
Well, people are absolutely...
There's been a lot of people on Twitter that have had this assumption.
People are absolutely ridiculous, bro. It's the ultimate. I have no... I can't defend myself, so... Race card, man!
I hate black people. That's right. And it's not just black people, but that's one of the many groups of people that I hate. Of course. Naturally. I'm glad Anthony's smart enough to see that. Crazy that I'm sitting here and I've actually been... I'm watching guys that used to be cool turn into being like old, boring men. Isn't this crazy?
Like,
listen,
absolute
I'm not an
Karens.
Asmongold dick rider. Like, I just try to be fair with everyone. I don't think Asmongold is racist. I don't know, guys. I don't know if that's a super brave take, but I don't think this is a good argument. I think this is such a stupid nothing burger argument of...
And what's funny is all he did was specifically like show like the stats. That's all he did, and like their only response to him showing the stats was to call him a version multiple times in a weird like freestyle, and to say that it's because he's black. That's it. That's all. That's the only defense y'all got.
This racist because he said that DDG fucking bots. And truth be told, I don't think someone like Asmongold needs to clout chase from someone like DDG. DDG...
He is quite literally the top streamer, the top political streamer, the top socialist streamer on the platform.
But he's a falling off rapper. I don't think Asmongold, with real, genuine millions of fans, needs to be clout chasing or leeching off this guy. You know what I mean? If anything, it's the other way around. So it just... such a stupid argument. I mean, out of everything you could criticize Asmongold for, I'm pretty sure if you ask people online, yo, do you know DDG? They're like, who? What is a DDG? Versus if you ask someone about Asmongold, for example. And going back to Fantano, some stuff should just say in the drafts.
Guys that used to be cool turn into being like old, boring men. Isn't this crazy? Like, now everybody's they're getting fat, they're getting gray hair, they're getting boring. Like,
we are absolutely seeing everybody turn into freaking Karens. Look at iDubbbz. Now we got freaking Fantano here.
What is this? Whenever you hung out with Sam Hyde, like, remember that? Like, come on, man.
Careful, you're gonna give iDubbbz PTSD.
Everybody's getting old. They're boring now. What's wrong with this?
All right, so I got curious and I wanted to actually watch the full video by Mr. Fantano over here, and I found it. It's from this video from 5 days ago, the Drake versus Kendrick of 2025. Now, the reason why I wanted to dive into
welcome.
It's not just to stretch this video to 8 minutes. That's clearly not the reason. I wanted to do my research. I wanted to to be a good YouTuber.
What's up? You down to get on Arc? I'll
and
stream
do
it
my
if you are.
research, guys. I was reading the comments, and that is honestly not what I expected. I mean, the top comment says, dumbest shit to be molding about LMAO. Big Karen energy here. This guy is literally... This guy's literally the male incarnation of the septum piercing. Fantana looks like someone who would be... Fantana looks like someone who would be friends with his son. Quite the backlash for
Well,
Mr.
honestly, it's pretty
Fantano.
late. I might actually end the stream soon, so maybe we'll get on regardless.
Despite his popularity and best efforts, has been doing everything he can to like fully transition into the music space, but it just seemingly can't happen because the guy can't write a song, he can't write lyrics for shit. Most of his flows rip off much more successful and interesting rappers who popped off in the 2010s.
I mean, this is just DDG hate. Dude, I'm dropping a like on these.
He doesn't pick good instrumentals, and vocally he is mediocre at best and difficult to pull out of any lineup of rappers.
This is about the person he's defending?
And has not only gone out of his way to laugh in the face of DDG's sheer musical talent, but I guess on his stream he was highlighting DDG's likely view botting practices too. He is truly an example of the lack of shame that most people have in today's society, in that I'm in complete disbelief as to how this man criticizes anyone while simultaneously living in a cockroach dungeon on a steady diet of soda and Slim Jims. And yet, despite being so filthy that you can smell him through your phone screen.
I love this. This is like, like, you know, I feel like this is like what 90% of this is, by the way. It's always so funny because you have people like Fantano that are like, you know, they're putting on the nice, you know, they got their nice beard, they're nice and trimmed, they got the nice Anamanaguchi hat, you know, who knows how much that cost him. He's got the nice, you know, fleece sweater, he's got the nice background, he's got the disco ball, you know, he put so much effort, and you know, he's got the blue light to make it all look blue and shiny in the background. He put so much effort into this. OzDaMonke just wakes up in the morning, doesn't shower, doesn't comb his hair, just sits down, starts streaming and talking shit, and he's instantly the top streamer on the platform. Meanwhile, Fantano over here is like doing all this work, all this effort, all this research and lyrical like analysis, and he's just not getting the same numbers. Like, I have to feel like at a certain point it has to be a little bit of jealousy, right? Because what the hell does OzDaMonke's hygiene have to do with his criticism or his knowledge of viewbotters? What does that have to do with him being able to tell you if somebody's being viewbotted or not?
He has the gall to criticize another streamer for doing some view botting.
That's like low-key comparing.
All streamers criticize other streamers. What the hell? Is it like not allowed now?
Apples to oranges. Like, we're not here talking about who's the best smelling Twitch streamer or who has the less cockroaches in their house contest. Like, it's not about that. It's about the fact and the context that I showed at the start. When the list of the most popular Twitch streamers or most watched Twitch streamers came out, it looked right until you got to DDG, and it's like, it's a valid question. It's like if you see some random ass unknown person making the top 10 YouTubers or making the top 20 YouTubers, it's like, I've never heard of this guy before. Who the fuck is he? Let me look into him, right? That's a completely valid and normal response to seeing someone that you have never heard of. Yeah, who the fuck is OzDaMonke to criticize him when you could smell his breath through the laptop? Like, maybe in a different situation that could be a valid point, but I mean, in this context, it's completely irrelevant how he lives or how he smells. I don't know why this is being brought up.
You know, all that holy or moral when you consider the guy's abuse allegations and a litany of other ridiculous things he's been caught saying on camera.
I'm sorry, what? Holly Bailey granted restraining order against rapper DDG over alleged domestic violence. What? Really? What the hell? Who is DDG? I had no idea. What the frick?
Wherever this goes from here, guaranteed, we're essentially going to be seeing two of the biggest losers on the planet battling over who's the more dislikable guy. Is it going to be OzDaMonke with his stink lines, or DDG yelling and screaming and flexing how much money he has as if that makes him interesting or special in any way?
Oh, well, since when is Fantano just... He sounds like such a hater, dude. Like, that's all it sounds like, bro.
way. Apparently, there's even an AI Asmongold diss where he's like on a drill beat. Yeah,
That's the freaking AI, dude. Hold on.
I hate the time.
That's hilarious.
Right, I'm gonna leave it there.
All right, I just gotta say this, and this is how I'm going to end the video. Yeah, Anthony Fantano is low-key a dork. I get heavy Karen vibes.
Absolutely. And it's wild too, because I like a lot of his stuff. I watch him. I watch Mr. LeBoyd. Please go check out Mr. LeBoyd. I freaking love his stuff. LeBoyd. Oh my goodness. Mr. LeBoyd is by far not just his movie reviews, but I love Mr. LeBoyd's movie reviews too. But in general, like check out his music reactions. I love him. Oh, Mr. LeBoyd is amazing. Major respects for anybody. Go check him out. If you want to talk about like somebody who like I just like he reacts with class. This dude has so much class in his reactions. I love him so much. Big fan. But yeah, no. I don't know. Freaking weird. I do like Ventano. Crypt TV is another freaking great music reactor. Oh, Crypt TV. I love Crypt TV. Was it Crypt TV? No, it was just Crypt, right? It was just Crypt, not TV. Crypt TV is different. Yeah, Crypt. Crypt the rapper. I love him. He's great. Amazing. He does some solid stuff. His reactions, his reviews of music are amazing. Highly recommend as well. Sorry, I got into that all of a sudden. But yeah, I don't know what the frick is going on with Fantano. He seemed like a pretty like. I don't know. I guess because I only ever see his like music reactions, but I don't know where the hell all of a sudden he started to get real pissed off at Asmongold, the Roach King, and freaking apparently even DDG doesn't even like that much. So I don't know why the hell he's like over here spitting venom. But yeah, no, definitely Karen vibes. I don't know what the hell that was about. Wild to see. Just not on my bingo list, but I'm gonna go ahead and call it here, Monos. Thank you all so much for watching. I will drop a link to the video, of course, as well, for all of you to go and enjoy.
I really just saw for his first time of his life, Tate.
Rick. Sensitive Society, please go drop him a like. Go drop, you freaking call to the video.
In DDG's
please go
defense,
drop Sans a like, go drop him a sub, all that good stuff. Absolutely phenomenal video. Wild take, super Karen vibes, but what can you do? Or Ken vibes, whatever you call it for the freaking male version. But I want to thank you all so much, Monos, for joining me on today's live stream. It looks like the settings I used today were definitely a lot better than previous. I'm not even getting any frame drops either. So hopefully that resolved the issues that we had. I might be able to like make some adjustments later if it seems like it's possible, but for now it seems like that was pretty good. So I'll keep the settings as is. Let me know if there's any if y'all think like I can make any adjustments. If you say like whatever, like let me know if you think the bitrate's low, if you think the graphics are low, the FPS, whatever it happens to be. Just let me know. Please give me your thoughts, and I'll make adjustments if possible. All right, Monos, have a great rest of your day, night, morning, evening, whatever it happens to be, wherever you happen to be. Goodbye. I thank you all so much for swinging by. I got to get going because I actually have to put up today's videos. Later, Monos, and on my channel. And I'll update it on Twitter too. I know YouTube sometimes doesn't notify all of you. If you guys are struggling to be notified on YouTube, please follow my Twitch. I mean my Twitter, because I'm what I'm doing now is I will update it manually every time a new video comes out. That way you guys will know that the video's out. YouTube just for some reason just won't tell you guys sometimes. Later, Monos. Have a great rest of your night. I'm sorry. I will stream earlier. I've been sick. I've been bad. But I promise things will get back to normal. Salut, Monos! Later!